You're on the air, baby. You're on. You did it. You made it.
The Tape Never Lies Network.
The tape never lies. Tape never lies.
Starts now.
Tape never lies.
The tape never lies.
So let's get the auction underway. On the first cow here, who's got 55? 55.
Jeepers creepers.
The following show is for mature audiences only.
Watch the tape, and when you see the tape, you know the tape doesn't lie, and there's just the tape doesn't lie.
So we have to have passion and emotion inside the game, and that's what I said to the guys about the 24-hour rule. So when we win, there was a 24-hour rule. You got to flush it, move on, look at corrections, look at what we did well, and same thing when you lose. You got to flush it, move on. After 24 hours, certainly this hurts a lot more than winning, of course, but we have to look at it one and the same after the performance.
I know me especially when I said the most important hire or free agent signing is the head coach. It is. It's the most important because the tone, the culture, the love that you give your team. I am who I am on this show with everybody. I'm coaching 7-year-old flag football, 7 to 8-year-old flag football. We got some 5 kids there, 5-year-olds in there. I yell at those 5-year-olds. I know Mommy, Susan, and Karen over there are upset with me. But at the end of the day, maybe the father's like, no, he needs to be, I hope, he needs to be hard on him because I'm teaching them the game and to play. Pay attention. Johnny, are you paying? Steve, are you paying attention? What do we do on sweep? What do we do? Who you bought? And I'm coaching my ass off. It's the hardest coaching job you'll ever have because you're having to teach, but you bring that through. You never expect players. Played at Kansas. He played at Morehead State. He played at Towson State. He played at Ohio State. Whatever the fuck state he played at, he doesn't know. You have to tell him. This is the expectation. And then grows the love.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, easily. So, Super Bowl, playing the Colts. Mark Anderson causes a fumble. I don't know what the score of the game is or whatever. And you guys, I'm going to ask you a question. So, when our defense back then, when you saw a ball on the ground, a fumble, what did our guys do to that ball?
Rally to the ball.
What did we do? We picked it up and ran.
Yeah, ran.
So, this dumbass right here tries to jump on the football. So I have a clear shot. Mark makes it. I'm like, oh, shit, the ball's right there. And I go and try and dive on it. And there's nobody there. If I pick it up, I score. There's no doubt. I think about that play, and it guaranteed changes the course of that game. We ended up getting the football. We got it. We turned it over the next play, or 2 plays later. But I don't know how long it was. It wasn't a good series for our offense. But if I pick that ball up and score, I guarantee you the outcome of that game is different. That play runs through my mind all the time. Like, why are you diving on the football, you dumbass? Pick it up and run.
Soldier Field the entire time. I could never understand it, and they would say, home field advantage. We talked to Kyle Long about it at one point. He's like, well, I loved it because the guys coming at me didn't have good footing. But
yeah, so I'm gonna just say from my point of view, Shane, you may not like it, you're not gonna like it. I could give a shit about the grass at Soldier Field. I really don't care. It was the same for both teams. It was shitty for both teams or good for both teams. I don't care. It's the same condition for both teams. I understand as a receiver, or a running back, or a kicker, you want to have good footing. I totally get that, and you should have good footing. But it's the exact same for both teams, man. I got so mad when people would bitch about it because we all had to play in it, man. It didn't matter. Just quit bitching and go out there and do your job. Change your cleats. Do whatever you got to do to get good footing. But I didn't want to play on turf. I'll tell you that much. I didn't like turf. I hated going to those domes with the new fake grass, or even outside where they had the new. I
shit
didn't like
in your eyes.
Yeah, I didn't care about that. Just the damn turf burns we get.
Yeah.
We did play faster. I'll tell you that much, man.
You did.
Down, like, say we played in Tampa or Miami. Their little grass was this tall. Man, I was fast. And how about the old school turf back in Atlanta, Minnesota, when they had
Philly,
2001.
Philly was the worst.
It was bad. What I couldn't figure out was Green Bay had the same type of grass we had. That's always perfect. I couldn't figure it out. Maybe because they didn't play 62 games that week before the game.
Right.
I defended them. So I remember going in. You know what I remember? I'm sorry to keep cutting you off, Phil.
No, go ahead.
I remember going in after the game into the media room, and some reporter asked me, goes, "Oh, Maurice Jones-Drew says that Cutler quit on your team." I was like,
"There you go."
And I didn't. At the same time, that's the guy who just hurt his knee 2 weeks before the season was over and didn't play, and they missed the playoffs. So don't fucking tell me my quarterback quit on me when you're on the sideline when you probably could have played. If you had a torn MCL, you should play, because that's what you're saying Jay should have done as well. I can't stand that shit, because Jay's not. He was not that. He was tough as hell. He played through injuries. Many of the guys I played with, Olin, all those guys, they played injuries. Once after week 1, no one's healthy. You're hurt. Right. So most of the guys in the NFL are pretty damn tough because they played through injuries the whole season. That's just the way it is.
TTNL to me means family, integrity, honesty, people who hold you accountable, who care for you. The same way that how you guys hold the organization accountable, call them out on their nonsense, the blog boys, the ones who have a false narrative towards players or towards the team. You guys call them out, you maintain your integrity. You always say the same thing and you always stick to it, to your guns. You guys are loyal to your fans, you care for your fans, you love your fans, so you give them the best product possible. You never scam or scheme to try to get more bang for your buck. TTNL is all family. People who care for you, people who's gonna give you the truth and is gonna always be there for you. That's why I love you guys. Stay strong, stay frosty, brothers.
It's been a lot of years of frustration with the Bears. It's a pretty cool vibe. There's a lot of cool people in this group. Shout out to Larry. Shout out Mario, Steven. Man, Bullets, what's up, dog? Gary. I mean, so many people, man. The group itself, the sum of its parts are so cool.
Apart from watching my Bears play football on a Sunday, or Monday, or Thursday, the other thing I love doing is watching the analysis, the breakdown of what went right, what went wrong, and I get that with the TTNL network with Shane and Phil and all the other TTNL crew. The knowledge is second to none. They know what they're talking about. They have a good laugh. It makes me feel like I'm having a good time with all the jokes that go on, all the banter that goes on. I feel like I'm with my mates. I love this network so much. It's the best network out there. Nothing else comes close. I'd like to thank you guys for producing so much content all year round for us Bears fans. And only that, I want to say a big thank you from the bottom of my heart to your wives, your kids, your family for letting you produce this magnificent show and spend so much time producing it for us. I've got to say a big thank you to you all. And if you're not a patron, what the fuck are you doing? Get on it now. It's the best $7 you've ever spend. And then to finish, I'd like to say bear down and fuck the Packers.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Chicago's trading up.
100.
Yes!
What?
Here it is! Or just recording.
The tape never lies.
The people drop off, but we still keep rocking.
You'll never know how good your football team's going to be until you play with maximum effort.
Keeping it 100.
Open competition. Take over the North and never give it back.
Smartest man.
My Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback do or that, you love the smartest man at Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keeping it 100, never running east to west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shane's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shane got some haters, but now them out stuck like the TTNL debaters. Frauds get kicked like Coach Tevin. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sacks trolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Shane. What we do when we're breaking down the Bears. Fuck a play or a captain, all of the unchair. The tape never lies, the truth you see. We laugh, we analyze, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a stat nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like Trip Sat. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man and Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun dip. We're back better than ever and we keeping it 100.
Keep it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Justin Fields gets outside the pocket, puts that ball perfectly where only Mooney can get it.
Keeping it 100.
2 feet.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keeping it 100. Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keep it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Birds never lie. Yeah, exactly.
Yo, this is Claudio the Barber, and this is TTNL's Keepin' It 100, the best bear show on the planet. Well, listen, the Bears came crashing down from their week 1 high, losing to the Pack 27-10, leaving us with a lot of questions. So, of course, we got another great show for you tonight. We got the guy who's always keeping it 100, future Hall of Famer, and the former center of the Chicago Bears, Olin Kreutz, is coming on. So let's bring on the boys. We got a guest host, Ivan Vargas, the man right there. No, where is he? There he is.
There he is.
Draft
Here I am. There he is.
Here I am. There they are. We did it. We made it.
We did it. You made it. You're on the air. You did it.
We're here.
Where is that drop? Tonight, we're going to see.
You're on the air, baby.
There you go. We're going to see who does the drop performance. I know the Cole Kmet had a drop performance the other night.
Right.
Maybe he can come produce this show for us.
It's not
What?
catching balls.
There you go. And listen, yeah. Obviously, Ivan coming on the show tonight. Shane had a little family situation come about. He'll be back on the airwaves soon. Always, as I say, positive vibes, positive thoughts send out to the Marsaw family.
Definitely.
It's Marsaw, not Shaw. Marsaw family. So Ivan's going to be stepping in. Yep, we got Olin Kreutz coming on tonight, obviously, to talk about the rivalry and some other interesting nuggets and stuff going on with the Chicago Bears. Oh, by the way, nominated for the Hall of Fame class 2023 today. So a lot of stuff to talk. And then we got a surprise guest later in the show. So you're going to want to stick around. There's going to be a lot of fun tonight to try to take you away from the misery that was Sunday Night Football and the Chicago Bears. Claudio and Ivan, how you guys doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm happy Claudio's here because I was nervous about doing that intro.
I know.
I was like, it's
not as easy as you think, right?
I was like, I'm gonna fuck this up, man. I was like, I know I'm gonna mess it up.
It took me a long time. Trust me, I still fuck it up. So you'll be all right if you ever have to do it. But
Jeepers creepers.
Yeah, Jeepers creepers, right?
Hey, it's a tough role. Claudio will tell you.
So man, I fucked up, but
he's been known to fuck up, and it's okay. Tonight you hit the post.
And you persevere and you move forward, just like the Bears did. We're gonna move forward and correct some of that shit, right?
Exactly. Tonight you hit the post. That could be a good sign for this week coming up. And
hopefully
Cut It Out will be tonight. Make
Yes,
its season debut.
Yeah.
Its season debut.
The
Because last week,
chat's pumped for Cut It Out.
I know.
I
saw
I put
Cut
some
It
time
Out.
into this one. It should be all right. We'll see. See what happens.
Listen, a lot of people in the chat. I got to say this real quick. Caden Whitlow capturing the interview with Brian Urlacher last week. Doing a great job with that open. Caden's birthday was that last week. Happy birthday, Caden. Great job here that you do on this network, as well as Ron G producing those amazing videos from you fans. I have no idea. Someone's going to have to translate what Eugene was saying because I couldn't make out anything that he said.
I don't know. Edwin's beard game is on fire, though. That dude's
Edwin,
beard was,
my
was
God.
fucking
immaculate.
Yeah, it was. It was something. It was impressive.
So Chris from across the pond, Chris Bowditch and Edwin Lopez, man, killing it there.
Oh, yeah.
Killing it there. Right when I was about to bring on our producer, he bounced. So I was like literally about to press. There he is. There he is.
I'm here.
On the ones and twos. Yeah.
Where's it at?
I know.
Bring it out.
There you go.
Shane's not here. I can do it. I forgot.
I don't mind it as much as Shane. So you're here tonight. Great job all around. Everybody doing work as the season gets on. You could see how much tape and pulling the all 22 and the NFL app.
If they allow you to.
Oh my God.
If they allow you to.
The NFL opened up the all 22, right? And it was there on Tuesday night. And then today it was gone for the Bears and all the later games. The earlier games were there. This NFL streaming shit from the Sunday ticket fiasco. I don't know if you heard, but Claudio, you put a tweet out and the world was dealing with the Sunday ticket stream going down.
I don't know how many people it went out for, but it went out for.
Oh my God, it was
me,
all over.
you, fucking
I
NFL.
couldn't get it
The
on.
Sunday ticket app goes down more than I think Collinsworth goes down on fucking Rogers.
I was going to shout out Albert Breer for putting that out. I got more Twitter followers and a lot of messages on Sunday about that. The business was good for me. I'll say that.
Yes, keep that business out of this stuff,
I'm
but
not putting it out.
you
I'm
can
just
hit
saying
him up
business was
privately
good.
for what he's talking about.
Yeah.
If you
Wink,
want.
wink.
I don't want to have the NFL over here.
No.
Yeah.
So man, I fucked up.
Yes. Don't fuck up, please.
No,
But
no
yeah,
way.
I might have to talk to Alan about this shit because I cannot miss one play. Not one play. Yeah, if it went out for you, put it in the chat. A lot of people, depending, people are out on the town. They want to watch the game or the red zone. All of it went down.
Yeah.
Everything. And you
Well,
couldn't.
that's 2 weeks in a row because it
2
didn't go out for
weeks.
us. It didn't go out for us last week, but it went out for other people last week.
Yeah, it
so,
did.
Right.
So I mean, next week, Bears are on normal time, so hopefully it doesn't
Now,
happen.
listen,
again.
I grew up with this addiction called the Chicago Bears. Like, I had to see every play because I wanted to be the most informed and I wanted to see or believe the Chicago Bears would turn it around. Now, maybe I got to just take a month off and not watch them so they could turn this around because I have no idea. I did not expect to watch the Chicago Bears go into Lambeau Field and bring their flags for flag football because all I saw was arms on the tape. And we're going to break that down, the defensive side of the football. Obviously, I put my Tape Never Lies up on our YouTube channel earlier this evening. I was able to, thanks to Ivan and a few other people, get the tape so I can do the paints. So if you're a patron or you're a fan of the network, the NFL and the streaming NFL Plus that you see, what's his name? former Detroit Lions receiver. He's on the commercial. What's his name? Now he's on Good Morning America.
Oh,
God, what's his name?
I can see his face too.
Jesus.
Talking about
Michael Strand?
No.
Nate
Burleson. Nate Burleson.
Nate
Thank
Burleson.
you. Alyssa and Brian Chambers. It's not Bergson. It was a typo. And Bob, it certainly ain't Calvin. Bob's going through all their first round. Mike Williams, Herman Moore.
Just throw it on the wall till something sticks, buddy.
Corn. Love you, corn planter. Always.
Herman Moore. I loved Herman Moore. So did Eric Kramer, I'm sure. But yeah, he's out there promoting this NFL Plus. You take it wherever you go. You could watch game. You could do this. Well, no. The all 22 gone. Now let me pull it up right now and challenge the NFL.
Now it's available on with other games throughout this past Sunday, and even the Monday night games are available, but not that Sunday night game. And I believe the Steelers and whoever the hell who'd they play? The Patriots. I believe that game was out.
All right, it's back up.
I was gonna say it's back
available.
up.
All 22 is available now. They saw my breakdown and we're like, let me put it back up. It's only Wednesday. Can you imagine if I didn't have you guys to help out? I'd be cutting tape after tonight. I was like, how tired do you want to make me? Anyway, I have to let you guys know because that is supposed to come out real quick. We got to address this stuff because it's pertaining to us. The NFL Plus app, if you're have paid the $79.99. It gives you condensed games, the whole game, and the coaches tape on the app, on your computer, wherever. The coaches tape, week 1 said coaches tape available 24 hours after your game ends. That was week 1. It said that. I go, oh, perfect. They did it. They finally fixed this shit. I kid you not, it wasn't there. Someone else stepped in from the NFL and sent me the all 22 so I can do the paints, right? So this week, I kid you not, after the fiasco with DirecTV and the streaming, I kid you not, you can look on it yourself. The NFL Plus writes now on the bottom, will be ready. Coach's tape will be available 24 to 48 hours after your game. So now they've extended it. Like, I kid you not on this. Okay. So when it was available on Tuesday, as soon as it becomes available, I start working on the tape breakdowns for Patreon, the show, and network, and get ready. You know, I got to break this stuff down. It disappeared. It just gone. It disappeared. So last point about this, and this is why I know it's an NFL thing. If you're a fan of Mike Florio or you don't like him, I'd like to get him on the show with us because I followed him for years because he was especially as I got away from Twitter, his Pro Football Talk will give me updates of what's going on around the league, whether it be on Twitter, an article, this, that, and the other. Now, he wrote today, the condensed game. Okay, the condensed game just clips after play, after play, after, right? There's no this angle, replay, none of that. They just do it. And if it's a big moment in a game, they'll show you the replay. That has been historic. That has been historic. Now, you can like Mike Florio as a former attorney or not, okay? He writes today that the NFL in the game with Asante Samuel Jr., that play, the interception, the controversy, they deleted that play out of the whole game. Like, it doesn't exist if you go and watch that game, just based on the controversy. I have a problem with that. He wrote the NFL and they responded, well, if you want to see that play, you have to watch the whole game. Now, the NFL has taken away. It used to be drives, and down and distance, and you could click on it and you'd get to that play. So, all right, you want to break down this play, get to it, which was great. Gone. That's gone. So you literally will have to watch the whole game and fast forward to get to see that controversial play on the replay, not the condensed. And I believe it is on the coach's tape. But that's the kind of shady shit that I don't like with the NFL. And as much as I love this game, I just think the commissioner needs to change. I really do. I think someone in there, without getting his bread buttered by these billionaires, there has to be somebody that's going to stay. This dude, I've never really talked about the commissioner, but it's going to be for another night. But I just want that out there. Something has to happen differently. Something has to happen differently. The commissioner seems to be doing some shady stuff that I'm not getting behind this. Like, don't ruin the NFL for me. And that takes us to a couple of my thoughts tonight, guys. I bring my producers out there, because producers, like punters, are people too, right? Alan and Claudio.
That's right.
Yeah.
And when we go,
that's gonna get old.
So every time we get out there and we do a show or whatever we're going to do, like next year, we might be coming to Chicago to a sports bar and doing a live show with the whole crew in Chicago. So that'll be, I just want to thank and let everybody know I appreciate everybody, even if they do the littlest thing, like log the show, like Jackal. He don't do shit except log the show. I appreciate him, right?
I got it up.
I hope he gets it up after the show.
Richard
Ivan
Gordon on
Vargas
point.
for commish. There you go. Just with his beard. But anyway, let's talk about this past game before our guest comes on the show. There just seems to never be a moment where the Bears are playing the Packers and it's controversy free. No matter what anybody tells me, for the rest of my existence, Justin Fields got in the end zone on that final play. It's not even, I kid you not, it's not even a doubt in my mind. There's just no way in human, what is it? Genetics. There's just no way the ball couldn't be there. What's the term I'm looking for? Physics. Thank you. Physics, genetics. There's physically impossible for his thumb and his hand that's holding the ball. And the fact that New York couldn't put this together for the schlep that's officiating the game, the head official. I've watched games where the head official is putting pieces together. Now, if that was Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, I'm telling you, it's a touchdown. And that's not a meatball thing. You could say whatever it is you want, but anybody worth their grain, if that was me and the Bears on the other side, I'd be like, we got a break there. We got lucky.
Well, Phil, we talked about this, I think, when it happened at your house when we were watching it.
Yeah.
Why can't the NFL, so they make the most money out of all the leagues in the country, right? Tennis has the technology where it shows you exactly where the ball hits.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hockey has it, so when there's a goal, they show you the line. How, like, you can't put a chip in these balls and a sensor in underground to pick this up? Like,
dude,
maybe it can't be done. I mean, I don't know.
That's why I have an issue with the commissioner. You're allowing gambling into this, but yet you're not getting it right. We do instant replay. We put finally we put a fucking camera in a pylon that college football has done for the last 11 years. The NFL has stayed away from that. How about put a fucking camera? You know this antiquated chain that we're holding? Well, a camera on a fucking Ring doorbell is HD clear in my neighbor's yard in my house, right? Let's put one on the chain, whether it's a fucking first down or not, because it'll be right there. I don't need to hear Chris Collinsworth's tears. I have my own. I want this fixed. If golf, hockey, tennis, as Claudio said, the cameras should be everywhere to keep the game fair. And my father, he couldn't even come on BHL, Claude. He called me. I couldn't do it, Phil. I was so upset for the Bears and the fans. There's just no way he couldn't have gotten in the end zone there. And it takes the whole game and deflates it. Like momentum is now had. Now the defense is hyped up. You're back in this game. You're down 7. You go 8 minutes left. Come on. We've all seen this script. And I will say this. I know for a fact if it was Brady, it's in. Now the play call sucked. Mm-hmm. Play call, Getsy, don't get me going on that shit. The play call would never be my call. I'm not pulling my back guard. I'm not. There's a one technique here, and my center's blocking backside. If they both just double team him, then you get behind it and you just quarterback sneak under center. It's like you see it all the time. But again,
well, you put in a fullback. You got a fullback for a reason.
Who?
Right? You put the fullback in. You put your best running back who's averaging 8 fucking yards.
That entire drive. That entire drive, 13 plays, I think it was. I think it was the longest drive of the night. It was all runs. It was all runs.
I've never seen Monty get stopped.
They abandoned him. Like honestly, it reminded me of last season.
Off. That's where you pay off the man.
That for the full first half. 1 carry.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, man.
The fact of the matter remains, your play call sucked. Whatever. He got in. And you know what? NFL, I hate to say this because you could say whatever you want about me. You give the fucking Bears the touchdown. It's 24-17. You made your product better. How you looked at that? I saw someone. Maybe someone could pull the meme. It's great because I had it for the Bears years ago when they marked Jordan Howard short of a first down. I remember the tight end. What was his name? Crazy lunatic with Cutler. The hell was his name?
That's Bennett you're talking about.
Martellus.
Yeah,
Martellus,
Bennett. Martellus Bennett. Remember against the Packers? He catches that ball. He turns. He crosses the line with the nose of the ball and gets hit. No touchdown after further. We never get the fucking call. Mm-hmm. If we have gotten a call, it goes back to fucking, what's his name? Majikowski. They fucking, in the first year of reviewed him, who clearly was across the line of scrimmage throwing, and they gave him a touchdown, the Packers. So I could sound whatever to you, but I've been abused by the officials every fucking game the Bears play the Packers. It has never gone without controversy. I didn't have one iota of controversy Bears-Giants. I didn't have one iota of controversy last week, San Fran, Chicago. But here we go in the most critical moment. What is it going to take? How do you get that fucking wrong?
Well, it started way before that play, Phil, with the holding call, the non-holding calls throughout the game. And we all saw it. Like, people have all the screenshots online already.
I've been saying it for years.
It was egregious. It was egregious. And some of these are right in front of the refs, right in front of the head refs, and no calls being made. There was piss poor tackling. I'm not going to make an excuse for them, but in the hole, I can make a claim that some of these D linemen weren't able to even attempt to make a play because their shoulder pads and their jersey was being ripped the other way.
They picked up a flag on a sack
Yeah.
with a guy on the guy's back, which is Travis Gibson.
Yep.
They picked it up. There was no hold. Keep the fucking call because it was a hold. You asshole.
Yeah, you might see
Chris
that
Collinsworth was like praising Mercedes Lewis, and then on the next play, he's literally holding a guy up like this, talking about how great he's blocking.
Now, people are going to say there's holding on every play. You could do this, Phil. You could. I've heard it, and Music Medicine 68, you've never fucking understood. It's not whining. It's abuse. At what point do you stop and say, we're not going to fucking take this anymore? Who's going to call it out? It's not going to be happy-go-lucky rainbows and sunshine. I'll tell you that. It's going to be TTNL. It's disgraceful, the officiating. Now, on the David Montgomery crazy, dope, Walter Payton-esque run, I've had fans say, well, there's Cole Kmet holding on that. They didn't call that. And I say, David Montgomery's by him, and the kid throws a punch at Cole Kmet. If you watch it in tape or go to become a patron, you could see Cole Kmet hits him. They're squared up. The guy throws a punch, and they angle. And you angle. And David's way by him, 5 yards. We're going to call a fucking hold there. They would never do it. They would never do it. And I'm glad they didn't. When it's egregious, like Ivan's saying, we're running toss and Edgar Bennett or, whoever, throw a name out there, tight end, Cole Kmet, or your tackle, Braxton Jones is grabbing somebody by the shirt. Yeah, you call the hold. It impedes. Robert Quinn gets tackled. No call. They call Brisker a legal block. On the tape, we see Kendall Vildor fall to the ground, touch nobody, and he gets a 15-yard chop block on defense. On defense to kick off their opening drive. You can say what you want. And there's a play. The left tackle, I believe, or was it the right tackle? The left tackle of the Packers, jumps a full second early. A full second. There is no false start call. I'm like, okay. So I want to get all of this refereeing shit out of the way because whether you like it or not, it is a disease that I prepare for, unlike any other game against Green Bay. Because the first time we get a call that goes our way, that is game-changing, like Justin Fields not getting in the end zone, because I don't give a fuck how many passes he completed or what he did or what was going on. Energetically, he gets in that end zone there. The game is on. The game is on.
Different game.
It is a different game, and nobody.
Our defense stopped them to 3 points in this whole second half. So
exactly, nobody's going to tell me
keeping us in the game.
You go watch the tape and look at this shit. There is time, especially on national television. Pittsburgh last year, Dylon's 100% right where the fucking karate kick. The referee sticks his ass out as he's and there's a 15-yard on a fourth down. They're about to punt. The game, this stuff, I can't change my mindset. I can't tell you any different until this gets addressed by the commissioner. This won't be allowed.
That's the block in the back. That was right in front of.
And if you've seen the gunner, and sorry, Claudio, if you've seen the gunner, his angle was right where Amari Rodgers was headed, and he gets pushed off that angle, and Amari Rodgers ends up, getting something out of it.
He got 20, 30 yards out of that.
Yeah.
Got a 30-yard punt return with a block in the back that was fucking the easiest call to make since somebody gets arrested and call in their attorney. It's not that hard. Make the fucking call. Now, I know you got to earn respect and Justin this and Justin that, but these things are not non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. And if it brings back aggravation, pain, headache, and all of this stuff, good. Because we're going to play them again in Chicago. And you're going to have to remember that this shit isn't going to be tolerated by you fans in the stands out there screaming at these fucking officials. They got to get it right. They got to get it right. They got to get it right.
Even if they were to lose that game with that touchdown, right? That 24-7, even if they would have lost that game, they themselves, it's about the psyche of the team. You're clawing, you're fighting with this team. You were down big.
Exactly.
You didn't let them kick your ass. You didn't let them step on your throat. You fought and you clawed, and there's something to look forward to. Now, Justin was in. I agree. Obviously, we all agree it was a shitty play call. But even in a lot, you have to be able to fight against the Green Bay Packers. You can't have what happened last year at Lambeau, happen this year. And they didn't. They didn't get blown out, but just you got to have that touchdown. You got to have that touchdown. You got to beat these fucking guys sooner or later, but it starts with that.
You have to. That score. This is why I hate the call. I'm dead ass serious to what Ivan just said. You got to have that touchdown. Like, it's everything for your team, right? Who do you turn to in that moment? Justin? Who do you turn to? I turn to 32, and I say, he's getting me the touchdown. That's what a great offensive coordinator does. That's where as Claudio will tell you, my anxiety comes. It's after that fucking empty read option in the second half, and he goes for 7, Justin. Next play, they go empty set. And my anxiety, I'm like, is Nagy calling plays again? This kid has run his ass. Just keep him there, even if you're going to throw, to give that run threat. No, what happens? Justin misses it. Now, it is a good play design. I broke it down. You can go watch it on our YouTube channel. It's set up just to get the matchup with Darnell Mooney. So you're running all goes. Darnell Mooney is lined up on a fucking linebacker. Right when you come up to the line of scrimmage, you see that linebacker right there. You say in your head, Justin, oh my God, this is taking candy from a baby. I know I got all goes. I'm going to look down, showcase my tight end there. I'm going to stare at his ass. And I know Mooney's doing the Texas route. Texas route is a T. You go inside, press for leverage. Linebacker did exactly what the offensive coordinator prays he does. He tries to get leverage, and Mooney darts back out into the flat. And guess how much space? There's about 32 yards of space. Justin's an empty. He looks at it, and then he panicked. All he had to do is stay in there, just dump it out there. Just Kareem Abdul-Jabbar hook shot would have made that completion. But he doesn't do it. And that's where I concern myself with this team. Because if you believe in Justin, he's got to learn from those mistakes. And I'm going to talk a lot about that tonight as we get ready. Alan, do you have that stuff ready? Is it?
I have the Olin video for you from Urlacher, but the other one, I cannot find what you were looking for. I was going to ask you.
All right, so in the beginning of the presser of Coach Eberflus, he says, hey, everybody. And then there's audio right after that I don't want to ruin. So let's get to our guest. I'm going to pull these guys out of here. And let's bring on the guy. My guy. I consider this guy a friend. This is a guy that stands up for the truth, that has played the game of football the way it's supposed to be played. At least the way my father taught me, the way my dad played, the way I played, the way the people I know here on the East Coast play the game to the fucking echo of the whistle with pride, with passion, and with the understanding that winning is the most important thing. Winning and the team. Last week, we had his partner, the other captain, 54. This week, we got number 57. Let's bring him out the way Dr. Dre would bring out Snoop. There he is.
Fellas, what's up, man? How's it going?
What's up, Olin?
We figured out all the Bears' problems yet or not yet?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of problems to figure out. It's like that plumber with like 42 buckets trying to.
It's going to take them a while to get that fixed, it seems like, doesn't it? They got to get some more players in there, learn their system. And they got to get guys like you guys know, we've talked about many a times. They got to get guys to develop. They got to get guys on their offense in the top 10 in their position in the NFL. They probably have one, a guy I know you guys love. Really like David Montgomery, the way he runs the ball. I don't know how you can't. I mean, the guy gets after it, man.
I had to defend him, in week 1. We had all the blog boys out writing their narratives. Like, he only averaged 1.76 yards per carry, and he should be traded, and Herbert should get. I'm like, can you shut the fuck up and watch the game?
Well, it's just not understanding what a guy like that means to your team. It's just not really watching him run the ball, watching him get after everything he does on a football field, whether he's blocking, whether he's getting down the field, whether he's talking to his teammates in the huddle. A guy like that you can't replace, and he shows up in Green Bay on Sunday night. They give him the ball, and he doesn't refuse. He refused to let one guy bring him down that night. That drive they had in the third quarter, I know it stalled on that 1 yard, and I'm sure we'll talk about that call. But you have to love that drive, man. If you love old school football, if you love people getting after, they were doing that with no passing game. I mean, the Packers were basically in bare, old buddy Ryan front. They were covering up all the linemen, and Coach Morgan and Coach Getsy was sending power down their throats. And I loved it, man. I loved watching it. I love watching the guys get after it. It gives you a little bit of hope. But when you break down the film after, as you guys do, they need more guys, man, top level in the NFL at their position to compete. Because let's be honest, the Green Bay Packers, if they get Bakhtiari back healthy, that's a Super Bowl team, right? They need a left tackle, though. They need their left tackle. He needs to come back. You remember 2 years ago when he got hurt right before they played Tampa Bay, Pierre-Paul dominated that game and Shaq Barrett. So you're looking at probably an NFC at least contending football team, and the Bears just aren't there with them yet.
When you look at the offensive line, let's start with the tackles. They have decided to run the rookie out there. I want to start with him.
Yep.
You were my guy for president of the Chicago Bears because I felt like, and people could laugh and you laugh, and me and David Kaplan were going back and forth privately. And I'm like, I don't care if he's never done it. I just know the Chicago Bears have never found the right guys that love this game like Olin does. And I know that if you can't be the president, maybe you got to be the chief scout that will interview these guys, because you know the test of whether someone is going to give everything they have for the game of football versus a guy that's going to give everything he has until he gets paid. Then, that's the difference here. But anyway, I'm just speaking why I felt like Olin you would be that guy. Now they've gone on with Poles and Ian Cunningham. They've got a lot of props, and now their actors, their pieces of the puzzle are all out there. So let's start with the rookie, Braxton Jones. I have not been happy. I don't like how he sets and turns and opens doors, and I think it's affecting the passing game. What are your thoughts on him, though?
Yeah, I've said a couple of times already, and to your first point, I have no doubt I could do that job. So people can doubt that. I have no doubt. Football, like you said, football's a different beast. You got to know what you're looking at. You got to know what you see, and not a lot of guys can do that, and not a lot of guys can sense, like you said, who to pay, who not to pay. But to the point of Braxton Jones, I've been saying for a while that he shouldn't be out there at left tackle. I don't think I think he could grow into a left tackle. People told me, Olin, Braxton Jones is a left tackle, and I say one day. One day
I'm with you.
You know, and I do like everyone talks about length and all this stuff. Now, I just want to know if the guy's blocking guys. I don't care how long his arms are and that stuff. I think he lacks a little bit of strength right now. I think he has a soft corner, like you were talking about. He takes a kick, and then he skips. His feet come together, and then he tries to re-kick. And I really haven't seen him, to be honest. I haven't seen him win a one-on-one pass rush yet. Without a chip, without some help, I haven't seen him win that yet. So a little worried. Well, the offensive line as a whole, their pass blocking has not been really good this year. But to roll a rookie out there at left tackle, they signed Riley Reef. That ankle must be bad. I seen him on Twitter one day walking into like drills, and he was limping on that. So I was like, man, that ankle must be really bad for them to be starting Braxton Jones. I personally think Larry Borum is their best left tackle on the roster. Is Larry Borum their starting left tackle? Is their future left tackle? Probably not, but he is the best on the roster. I'm going to put my best 5 on the field for Justin Fields, so maybe he's a little more comfortable in the pocket.
I like Jenkins at left tackle. I just think athletically, I know why you would probably like Jenkins at right tackle because he's used to it, and that's where he feels most comfortable. But this kid Jenkins, I'm sorry, Ivan, I had to jump to Jenkins because the rotation of guards. I have never seen this before. I saw Steve Spurrier do it with quarterbacks. I've not seen this. Have you seen this? And I talked to one of your former teammates. He fucking hates it as a former guard. So
no, I mean, I rotated my rookie year with Casey Wigman at center, which was kind of crazy. But they were just trying to get me work. We were out of the playoffs, and they were trying to bring me along. And I was going in. Casey was either
at the end of the year.
End of the year, yes.
Yeah, that's
I don't know how much I've seen this, but Lucas Patrick is Ryan Pose's guy, right? And then Ryan Pose's guy is going to play. They're going to get him on the field. Pose is still the boss in that building. This is his call. I don't care what anybody there says. To me, this is his call. He tells them that Lucas Patrick has to get on the field, that he wants him in the game, and that's why he goes in the game. He's the boss in that building. And there's no way you can tell me that you watch the film and you think Lucas Patrick should be in there for Tevin Jenkins with a club on his hand. And I'm sure when he comes back, he will be the starting center. Obviously, like I said, he's Ryan Pose's guy. So they're going to get him on the field and see if they have something better than Sam. So we'll see how that all works out. But as far as Tevin Jenkins goes, and you mentioned at left tackle, you can't help but like what you see from him on field. When he gets after guys, when he battles guys in there, I know why. When I watch him move on the field, I know why they don't have him out there on the edge yet. And I'll tell you what, I think he can. I think he needs more rehabilitation of his back and his legs and his strength, really. Because sometimes when he kicks, what was number 90s? Jaron Reed bull rushed him right back to the quarterback last week, right? And I've seen that a couple of times now in games where his feet don't really set under him. And offensive line, we call it like it's time to start the fight. And by that, I mean, you take your set, you put your feet in the damn ground, and you throw your hands. And you set there because you don't mind putting your feet in the ground. Looks to me right now, when someone runs into him, he doesn't stick his feet in the ground really hard and trust his legs yet. And I think that's why when you see him, you probably see him in practice, he probably doesn't look very good on edge. He probably looks like you just mentioned Braxton Jones, that soft edge. That's probably what he looks like to me when I watch him set at guard.
Did you see him drive this dude into the sidelines? Because it reminded me of you.
No, I did. And that's what I'm saying about Tevin. You can't help but like He competes. He gets after it. But did you see when he peeled himself off the ground, he was checking his knee?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm telling you guys right now is when you watch him closely, he is not 100% healthy yet from that back. His legs are not 100% strong yet. He went to stick his foot in the ground, his leg gave out. He didn't trip on anybody. His leg just went in the ground, it buckled, and it gave out. And it looked like, I was thinking to myself, man, I hope he didn't get a ligament problem there. So someone in that Chicago Bears building needs to figure out how this guy can find his hips, build his hamstrings, build his legs back up, get them back under him. And I'm telling you, like you said, he is the guy with the most potential on their line. That's why people talk about trading him. I said, you guys are nuts. They have nobody else in the building like that. You have to not trade him. You have to develop him. You have to train him and get him back healthy.
Olin, let's stick with the offense. The performance of Justin Fields, and I'm not going to talk about his quotes after the game, but just strictly the performance. It seems to me like Justin is very indecisive still, running and passing. It seems to me like he's having trouble making certain reads. There's a lot of guys that are still out there wide open, a lot of meat left on the bone. What is your assessment of Justin Fields through 2 games, being the starter, no BS, no having to worry about somebody behind his back? What is your assessment of QB1?
He's not playing well, right? He made a really good play against the San Francisco 49ers. You see his potential. You see the way he can roll out of pocket and create plays with his legs, with his athleticism. But as far as him standing in the pocket, processing information, getting the ball out to the open guys, he's struggling there. I mean, it's only 2 games. It's a whole new system. It's a brand new offensive coordinator. But there's no way to you can't sugarcoat it. He's not playing good football. He didn't play good football Sunday night. They came out. They ran out, I think, trips weak. And they ran and they got a good yardage. I'd have comfort that play. They went back to trips week, and I remember watching Peyton Manning when he broke down quarterbacks on ESPN, and he said, "You never go broke taking a profit." And they went back to trips week, and you could tell the Green Bay Packers weren't buying it. They weren't buying it. The linebackers were deep. They were in a cover 2 shell. Montgomery was wide open for 5 or 6 yards. Take the profit, and move on. But he didn't. That's when Preston Smith, Larry Bourne got pushed into him. Preston came around and got the sack. Yeah, he held the ball too long there. Like we said, he's just not seeing things. Now, one thing I did worry about going into this season is when you watch Aaron Rodgers play in this system that the Bears are kind of running, right? It's a lot of they call it like they go to the line with package plays, right? They have 2 plays. They have a run and they have a pass, and they have their quarterback put him in a perfect play because Aaron sees everything. That would overwhelm Justin Fields, okay? That would overwhelm him at the line of scrimmage, okay? So you could tell that the Bears are running the Packers system. You guys want to know how? The center, Sam Mustipher, no one does a silent count with their head under. Everyone does now when the guard taps, right? The guard looks back and taps the center. You know why they do that? So the center makes all the calls. The center makes the protection calls, and the centers makes the checks because the centers do that on every line. The Chicago Bears on Sunday night didn't do that. So guess who has to make all the adjustments? Justin Fields. So Justin, with Sam's head between his legs, Justin Fields needs to see the protection. Justin Fields needs to point out the mic. Justin Fields needs to get everybody organized, which is good for him if he can grow into that and handle it, right? You're teaching him how to handle that. But I think that at that time, with that defense, with that secondary, with the weapons he has in the offensive line, look, don't underestimate, too, that Coach Barry for the Green Bay Packers just completely out-coached Luke Getsy. That happened, too, right? So the offense was overwhelmed completely on Sunday, except for one thing. The run game, the Packers couldn't stop the run game, which is interesting with all those guys they have on that side of the ball. But Justin Fields is struggling. We're hoping he gets better. He hasn't shown us yet, except for, Pittsburgh last year, that he could go out there and run an offense from the pocket and lead a team down the field and score. So we're still waiting to see that this year.
It's tough to watch. And then when we watch the tape, you see answers of why it was tough to watch on television. That's what the tape does, as you know, like nobody else. When you're in the huddle as a center, Olin Kreutz, that is, and you're looking at the quarterback, whether it be Kyle Orton, Grossman, Cutler, and the 20 other ones that you played with, do you know and believe in that guy, or do you know I got to play even better for this guy.
Well, you know going into the game how teams are going to attack you, right? Like when Kyle started in 2005, he's a rookie quarterback. Every time we looked up, it looked like goal line, right? So we know we're running the ball against an 8-man front. We know that they're not respecting our pass at all, which honestly here was a lot of my career. Most people didn't respect the pass, and we were just running the ball against. Usually we were outnumbered in the box, and the running back had to count for one, and the safeties were low, and the cornerbacks were standing flat-footed, and they had no respect for it. But so yeah, you know what you're up against, but you're bought in, man. You're totally bought in. You're trying to win football games, and you're doing whatever it takes as a center in that huddle to win games. And you do believe in the guy, whoever he is in the huddle. Now, I won't tell you I believed every time. As you guys know, I played with almost 16 quarterbacks. We rolled in and out. There were a lot of guys that I snapped to that, to be nice, they weren't very good. They weren't very good football players, and we knew that game we were outmatched. So, but I don't think at all that this team is going through with Justin Fields. I think they believe in him. I think he knows he needs to play better. I think you saw that after the game. I think you saw that today when he did press conferences. Yeah. I think but listen, I don't want to see a guy happy. I want to see a guy who fights you a little bit. I want to see a guy bow up a little bit and be like, say things like that. Because then I know it's personal to him. Like, I don't mind that. I don't mind a guy right after the game, immediately after he played terrible. I don't mind him being pissed off at everybody and say, look, you guys are not as mad as me. And he's speaking the truth, man, because he's pissed off inside about the way he played. I like to see that. I think he's been a leader in other games. He's always comes to the podium. Obviously, you don't like the exact things he said, but I do like that he was a little ornery. I mean, we've seen the best guys in the world to ever do it. They always get a little ornery after bad games like he played.
Well, I feel like it was a big nothing burger in a sense. I understood what he meant, but after a loss, especially a loss to Green Bay, and I was telling Phil this earlier, you don't want, as a fan, you're not going to want to hear that. And as the media in Chicago, as you well know, they're going to eat that up and they're going to want answers for that. You just lost to your arch rival who's been kicking your ass for a while now. That's probably the last. And I think that's just him growing and maturing and understanding, like, hey, I'm a big time quarterback in a big time city. Not watch my mouth, but like, let me think about saying things that might just fire something up.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that's all it is. And I, like I said, like, that wasn't the smartest thing to say, but I don't mind it, because to me, it showed me how bothered he was. And he was just, at that time, like, look, to learn how to fight, sometimes you got to fight every single fight. You know what I mean? Like, you got to fight. If you don't fight, you got to fight. The smallest of fights, you just fight everybody, right? Because I just am tired of losing. So you know what? You guys are mad. Screw you guys. You guys it is. Screw everybody. But look, there is no such thing nowadays as social media and all these platforms and all this media, especially Chicago. There's no such thing as a nothing burger. So you might as well put that away. Because everything that happens, everything that Justin Fields does is going to be scrutinized. And look, that's why, like, you want to tell him, like, look, man, you have the best job in the NFL. Because if you can be a good quarterback in the city of Chicago, because if it was easy, would it be worth it? It's not easy. It's hard. Everybody scrutinizes you. Everybody, listen, every word that comes out of your mouth. When you play bad, you're horrible. They got to get rid of you. But when you're good, man, and if you ever take over that job and become the quarterback they need, you'll be a legend. I mean, this will be the best place in the world to play.
Oh, my God. I love this guy, Olin Kreutz, with all my heart. As a fan watching him play the game, I know before the game you were putting up videos of the rivalry with you playing, and that scoop block where you just freaking absolutely destroyed.
It's a little lucky something.
That was just I don't think many centers could have done that. I know Urlacher was talking about.
I remember that. Okay, so they put Santana Dotson at the zero nose. Okay, and Santana was a great player, but he wasn't a nose guard. Right. Gilbert was their nose guard. So they've left him there for about 2 or 3 plays. And I'm yelling at the Packers sideline, like, you better bring Gilbert back in, because I'm going to roll this guy out every single like, anyway, they brought Gilbert in, and Gilbert kicked my ass, and I thought I should have kept my mouth shut.
Talk about a nothing
arrogance
burger.
got me in trouble. You know what I mean? I was like,
He was a big burger.
Get this guy out of here. He came in. I think he made a tackle, did the grave digger on my ass. I was like,
oh man,
he was like 370.
Hey, I was like, bring Santana back in. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Man.
Gilbert was one intimidating, dude. Even for as a fan, you're looking at him, dark visor,
the visor, right?
Like 10,000 pounds of just muscle, just terrifying.
Did he say anything to you?
Yeah, well, Gilbert didn't say much, but when I got in the league, he was a little older already, I think. But he was still a handful, man. I mean, he was just because he wasn't tall either, right? So he was a big Pat Williams was kind of like Gilbert, right? Really good athletes. Like there's guys who are that big, but if I can reach them and they can't backdoor me and make the play, it doesn't really matter how big they are, right? Because I'll cut the defense off all day long. Now, if I go too far and they can backdoor me and make the play, oh man, it's a long day, right? Vince Wilfork was like that. Casey Hampton was like that. They were just very good football players.
You were teammates with Tractor Trailer and Ted.
Well, Ted was the nose.
Let me ask you, though, Ted Washington was the biggest athlete I've ever seen move.
How is he not in the Hall of Fame?
How is he not?
18 years at nose guard. The man once compiled, I think, like 130 tackles as a zero nose.
Oh my God.
I always tell people this. When Ted came, he taught us a lot of things. He taught us how to lead. And I remember we won a game. I thought about the Bears. When I saw the Bears hovercraft into the end zone, I thought about Ted because we won a game here where Ted was here, and we were cheering, and he looked in the locker room. He said, "Guys, act like you expected to win a game. This ain't the Super Bowl. This is week 2 or 3. Act like you meant to win this game. Don't." So, like when I saw that young team hovercraft into the end zone, the Chicago Bears, I mean this year's version, I thought to myself, man, they got a lot to learn. They got a lot to learn yet, and they're young and they should, but they need more leaders, guys who've been there. At that time, Ted came from Buffalo. They have been to a lot of Super Bowls and AFC Championship games. But the second thing about Ted was he taught us about leadership. He taught us about winning in the NFL. And I'll be honest with you, I went to the Pro Bowl, my first Pro Bowl, his first year here, and that wasn't by accident. I went against Ted every day in practice, and he was when I went against guys in the game, I was like, this guy sucks. Like Ted was just. And Ted, like 9-on-7 guys, he went. No, but what amazed me was at his age, he didn't miss a practice that year. He competed every day, and at that time we were doing 2 9-on-7s a day. But that's inside run, right? We go in the morning and we go in the afternoon, and he never missed, and he competed every time, and he didn't let you just block him. So learned a lot about him.
How was Lovie after losses? Like in particular losses like this, because Justin was talking about how it hit him differently. That first year with you guys under Lovie, you weren't that good, but you're in the same boat as this team. I feel like there's a lot of similarities between Lovie's team and Eberflus and this team, except for the quarterback. But I digress. How was Lovie after losses that first year, and then how did that change going into that second year?
Lovie, his biggest strength is his consistency, right? He didn't change. He never changed. He said the same things all the time. He let you know the standard, and that was a standard, and we were going to play smash mouth football on the offensive side of the ball, and the defense was going to keep them out of the end zone and try to get takeaways. And if that didn't happen, he would show you how it didn't happen, why it didn't happen, and go through the process of how we win games. And he almost thought he was crazy sometimes. Like, gosh, Lovie, that's just not working. But he just said the same thing over and over again. And I always tell people, Lovie Smith is not who you think he is because you see him do interviews. The man is as intense as it gets. He's a competitor, and he wants to win, man. You don't have that kind of scar on your head because you weren't a fighter when you were young. The guy's from Big Sandy, Texas, but he always preached almost the same thing every day. He was so consistent that eventually you just bought in. Now, one thing you did say that I want to backtrack to is 2004, we had a lot of injuries. You think this team is similar to us. That team now, we had Brian Urlacher already. We had Mike Brown. They drafted Tommy Harris. Alex Brown was here. Peanut Tillman was here. There were a lot of guys that were here. John Tate was already traded for the left tackle. There were guys that were here. that were pretty damn good football players, played at a high level. When you have a first ballot Hall of Famer in the building, Brian Urlacher, he is a difference maker. I'll go back to what we talked about earlier on this podcast. The Chicago Bears have to find those guys in their building. They have to develop those guys. That is what's missing from Hallis Hall right now.
You said they have one guy, and that's David Montgomery.
Yes.
I call him
but even David Montgomery, you wouldn't say he's the best in the league at what he does.
Right.
Right.
But
Brian Urlacher was the best in the league at what he did.
I totally agree. Stay on Brian Urlacher for 1 second, but I want to ask you about you're the president of the Bears. You said you got to know who to give money to.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these guys debate me and say, you don't pay David Montgomery. And I say you do, because he's the guy that is the epicenter of the culture of what it is you're trying to build. So I don't give a fuck about running back life. According to you, everybody's life on that field could end in regard, not in a, let me rephrase it. Anybody can get hurt on that field and have a career ender. You can't ever put a value, Olin, in my opinion, to what that man, this young man, David Montgomery, gives. And I think it was a huge mistake by Getsy not giving him the ball at the goal line. And I think I want to know if you would make sure you would obtain him on this football team moving forward.
Yeah. First of all, the goal line. I remember on their first drive, they scored on that play. Remember, they were on like the 3, and they called slipper when the running back slips out of the backfield, and Fields booted out and he scored. And even then, I was like, that's a little too cute for me, right? Like that was a little too cute for me already. And if your whole package, because you remember now, goal line, short yards is installed on Friday.
Yeah,
and it's installed as a package. I thought to myself, man, if their package is a trick'em package, I won't be happy with slipper. So the running back. So you know how they sell and the running back slips out to the same side.
They didn't even get a fake because David was going to the flat.
Yeah, you don't. So the reverse pivot by the quarterback is the fake. So the running back slips out, and there's always action going the other way, but you don't fake it. It's a good play. The linebacker's eyes get taken away by something else, but the reverse pivot gets them too. But even at that point, I was like, oh, man, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't have ran that there. I want to try to shove it down the Packers' throat at that moment in my first drive. They weren't stopping the run even on that drive. But anyway, as far as David Montgomery goes, as you know, if you're the president, you're in the building every day. I get to see him every day at meetings. I get to see the way he carries himself, if he's there early, if he is that guy, right? Because David Montgomery is a tough running back, strong, good identity guy, but he's not dynamic. He doesn't put the ball in the end zone. He doesn't break away. So I need that other stuff from him. I need him to be that guy on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then if it's a contract that is friendly for both of us, and if he is that guy, like I talked about Roquan Smith, like would I give Roquan $20 million like Darius Leonard got 19? I would if he was that guy, right? It would. Is he worth Leonard, the extra $1 or $2 million a year? Yes. No. If he was the guy I'm talking about every day. I got culture you. Guy. If he was my guy who showed up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, knew the playbook, he was always in the building, he lived, breathed, and eat football. That's the only reason I give people extra money. So if David Montgomery is that guy, I give him what he's worth and a little bit extra because he's doing a little bit extra for me.
That is what takes us to this. And I want you to listen to this. Your former teammate talking about you. Your boy, the captain, number 57, Olin Kreutz.
Oh, yes.
How does how did you function with him? Because you're the mic, he's the center, he's calling you out. Was there some battles, and did he help you grow as a football player?
Olin was very intimidating and still is. I have so much respect for OG. You know, he showed us how it was done. He showed our whole team how it was done. He showed you how to practice, how to prepare, how to work out in the weight room. If you watched Olin and did what he did, you were going to become a really good football player if you studied like he did. But I mean, I practiced against the best every day. Of course I'm going to get better. You know, training camp was fucking battles every day. We'd go to 9-on-7 drill, and we knew they were going to run it, and we played cover 2. So in our defense, cover 2 was hard to stop the run because we were a guy short. We were a guy short in the run game, so we had to get our fits and get out blocks.
Yeah.
And Olin, and every day it was me usually lined up against Olin, and he made me so much better trying to use my hands and stuff, and just the techniques he had. And Olin was such an athletic center. And speaking of guys should be in the Hall of Fame, man.
Exactly.
I can't. I'll get pissed off talking about that, but I mean, Kevin Mawai, who was a great football player, went in the Hall of Fame 2 years ago, and I have a ton of respect for Kevin. Olin's at that level or higher, in my opinion. Olin just did it the right way, and may have went a little far sometimes, some people might say, but you know what? You knew how far you could go with Olin, and knew far how not to go, so don't go that far. And you don't have to worry about anything.
Did you and him ever go far? Did he ever get you into a situation where you let him know who you are? Did that ever
interviewing
happen?
Brian Urlacher, not Fred Miller, bro?
I don't know what you're talking about. So here's the thing. I think Olin and I had a mutual respect for each other on the field. And there would be some time, there was always this. This. That never stopped because that kept us engaged in practice, especially during training camp. We needed that. And same with the receivers, DBs. If there wasn't this, it was fucking boring, man. We needed to have that to stay into practice and to compete.
There you go. Talking about you, do you want to talk a little bit about what he said and about him?
Yeah, I mean, it's just humbling, right? It's humbling when a guy like Brian Urlacher talks about you in that way. That's why you play the game, really. I mean, that's really what you're out there for. To play the game the right way, to try to respect it, to try to be like who you want to be on the football field. It's hard to put into words when you hear a guy like that you have so much respect for say those things about you. So Brian Urlacher, man, I've said many times the way I feel about him. I just told you guys how great I thought he was when he played. Our battles, we battled a lot in practice, right? You can imagine going against Brian is not easy. It's not easy. There was one, like I said, at one point in my career, it was Ted. And after I got past Ted, I was chasing down Brian Urlacher. So that was mission impossible. But Brian he's something that I don't know if the league's seen before, man, with his height, his speed, his size, and then his IQ that he ended up working on. Because remember, he came in as a safety. They put him on the line of scrimmage as a Sam. I remember when Barry Minner went out. And we were all thinking this Urlacher guy, man, he might not be the guy, right? He might not be the guy we heard about because they had him at Sam. And they put him at Mike linebacker. On that play, it was outside zone, and I would jump through to reach the linebacker, right? I jump through the tree technique and get to the linebacker. And at that time in my career, I would say there was one linebacker who could outrun me, and that was Lack. And I didn't know that at the time. So I jumped through at the normal angle. I jumped through to get linebackers, and he ran right by me. I remember going to huddle and saying, that guy is pretty fast. That guy can run, man. And, and the thing about Lack was when you got to him, he was also big, right? So he was 6'5", he was 260. He wasn't a small guy. So even when you got into him, he could get off of you. He learned how to use his hands. He learned how to butt and shed. I mean, he just became the total package. And then you guys know when guys play cover two, most linebackers have to sit deep now because they have the deep middle. I remember playing against linebackers teasing them like, "Oh, it's cover two, isn't it?" Because they're so far off. Because they were scary. Urlacher would stand on your nose when they played cover two. He would sell blitz, so it was impossible because he was so tall. And I remember telling Lovie, like, "You don't play cover two, you play cover Urlacher." Like it's not even fair what he did. So anyway, a great teammate, amazing guy. We all know that about him. Captain, been there for years. Anybody would tell you who played in that locker room, there wasn't a better teammate or man than Brian Urlacher.
Amazing. Just the way he spoke about you. And I know for a fact that he must have gone out of, he clearly said it, that you helped create who he is. And I think that's important for people.
But it goes both ways. And then we had a good group in there. You don't even though we didn't win it, you don't get the Super Bowl by accident, right? And we had a really good group of guys who learned how to win football games. Like that's one thing people underestimate is the scheme and everything is great in the NFL, but you have to learn how to win games. And winning games is hard, man. In the NFL, winning games every year is even harder. And that's why Tom Brady is just this like alien. No one's ever seen before. It's like you can't, even a guy who played 14 years and almost 200 games can't even comprehend the type of winning that man does. But Brian Urlacher, obviously, great guy. And, you know, like I said, when you're chasing out Brian Urlacher in practice, when he's running into you, when you go against other middle linebackers, the game just seems a little more easy, to be honest.
Good afternoon. First, I would like to recognize our former Bears Hall of Fame nominations. Devin Hester, Peanut Tillman, Lance Briggs, and Olin Kreutz. Obviously, all very deserving, and we are certainly excited about those nominations. So I just want to mention that.
There you go. Your nomination today, Hall of Fame. Well, I've asked you before, but we have a lot of new fans of the network. But what would it mean to you to be nominated and get into the Hall of Fame?
You know, the amazing thing about things like that or events like that, I've gone to the University of Washington Hall of Fame. I'm in my high school's Hall of Fame. I'm in Hawaii's Hall of Fame. I'm in what they call the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame. Not a lot of people in their life get to thank the people who have helped them get to where they are, to stand up in front of a banquet, have everyone dressed up and eating dinner, and get to look down at your mom and your family and your friends and your dad and the people who have helped you. Like, imagine that for you two guys, where like people are in the room and you get to actually say thank you. Thank you for being there for me my whole life. Thank you for helping me. So I think that's why it would mean a lot to me to go into the Hall of Fame. I don't talk about it a lot. As I get older now, do I think I'm deserving? Yes, I do. I know what my career, I know how I played football. Everybody else, every other offensive lineman on the 2000 All-Decade team is in except me. I don't know what the argument for or against is, but that's what it would mean. And then obviously, I'm a football guy, man. I love football. That is like, that's the epitome of a football player. But for me, my career was plenty. Football keeps giving back to me. My two boys at University of Illinois playing football right now.
Awesome.
You know, I'm always involved in the game. Help Jason McKee, the guy who helps me, does the podcast with us on a No Name Football podcast. Help him with his offensive line at Carmel Catholic. Just really enjoyed, I told Jason McKee, he told me, "Only thanks for coming out." I said, "This is home, bro. Standing out here is home. Being in the middle of these lines is home. This this shit just makes sense to me. Nothing else really does." When I go places, when people say things, the way a lot of things are doesn't make sense, but football makes sense to me. That is where I'm most comfortable.
Well, it says a lot about you, what you just said, and I'll keep it 100 with you. I know exactly why all those other people, and it's what your name is there. Fired. Yeah, I wanted you to talk about this because no, dead serious. I know this is the elephant in the room, but I had people don't bring Olin on the show because of what he did and what he's done. I love this dude. There's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth, they say. But the reality is, Chicago is lesser informed without you on the post-game show. They're lesser for it. I know you joke with Fired, but you're a stand-up guy. Put this rumor to bed for us. Me and you don't agree on Sam Mustafer. People write me all the time. Yeah, you and Olin agree on everything except Sam. Get after him about Sam. We don't agree. You see it one way, I see another way. There's the blog boys. But
and yet for 3 years he keeps starting.
He keeps playing. And you know what? I pointed him out 3 times and I thought of you each time. I go, you know what? He did a great job there on the fucking toss. He got in front and ripped and gave it. But anyway, the rumor was someone said something about Sam and made you upset and you choke somebody up. And that's what your boy is about.
It wouldn't be about Sam, obviously.
Exactly.
People have their opinion on Sam. And when I'm doing analyst work, I expect people to analyze, and I expect people to give their opinion, and I expect people to disagree with me. And look, I know people are going to disagree with me most of the time. I just usually wait till I end up right, and it's fine. I don't, I tell people, you can watch film, but if you don't know what you're looking at, you're not seeing anything that I'm seeing. So all I tell people is, look, I told people last year, Sam Mustipher is not going anywhere. He didn't go anywhere because I watch all the centers play. People have to remember, there's 32 of these jobs in the NFL. There's 32 of them. So until you watch all 32 guys and then tell me what you think of them, it just doesn't, like, I'm just trying to tell you guys what I see on film from everybody, not from just the Chicago Bears, right? But as far as me and Adam's problem, it had nothing to do with Sam Mustipher, obviously. I'm sure people know that, really, who would just think about it. The funny thing about it, I just mentioned coach at Carmel Catholic. Guess who Jason McKee's special teams coach is? Adam Holm. So we're on the field together every day. This thing blew up. Obviously, CHGO blew it up. Turned me into they made it like I was.
They
attacked.
made you.
Yeah,
they made you a gangster.
That's business for them. But look, I'm good. I'm fine. The score offered me to do some shows this year, like 15-minute hits, and I just said, nah, it's not for me. NBC Sports, first wanted me to apologize. Then they said, why don't you just take a year off? I guess they had a problem with Kendall Gill before when he punched somebody at NBC Sports, and they kind of held him out for a year. And I just told him, I said, look, man, if you move on, it's over. Like we'll just all move on because really do the analyst work, enjoy covering football, enjoy telling the fans exactly what I think about the team, try not to beat around the bush, just trying to be honest. Tell you exactly what's going on with the team. Some guys, people like that. Some people don't. Some people agree. Some people don't. But that's part of the fun. But like I tell a lot of people now, I never really needed analyst work. Just kind of grew into doing it. Kind of enjoyed it. It ended up being fun. It ended up being still part of the Bears. But when I got to step away and kind of look and be like, you know what? Maybe I'll just do my own podcast, come on shows like your guys's, and just give my opinion because really, I walked into CHGO. It was just different for me. It was a bunch of guys who never played football before, talking a lot about football. And some of the stuff, like you guys know, for me, I love the game, man. I love the guys who played it. When you talk about them in a certain way, yes, it does bug me, right? It does bug me. I remember one guy, I won't say their name there, but like said something like so bad like Justin Gage, and I was like, Justin Gage had a pretty good career, man. Like, what are you talking about? Like, so just stuff like that, stuff that kind of got under my skin a little bit. And then whatever between me and Adam, I'll keep between us because we talk about it now, and we talk about it. We've talked about it before. Me and him golf together. Me, him, Jason McKee, and Rasheed Davis, because we all coach together. So we only golfed, and we just kind of talked about it. He asked me what I thought he said, and I told him. And his answer was, look, if that's what you thought I said, then I do understand why you did what you did. And that doesn't mean, like I tell my kids, you make a mistake, you pay the price, man. And I'm off the shows and I'm off the radio and I'm off TV and I'm paying the price for what I did. And I am a dad first, and I am an adult, and I do coach kids. So you take your punishment when you screw up, but you don't hang your head. I know exactly who I am. I know exactly what I'm about. That in that atmosphere was a mistake. That was a mistake that was made, and I'm good with the fact that I had to move on from doing that job. Now, the one thing I will say is, people talk about you can't do that at a work atmosphere. The last thing I would tell you CHGO is a work like business atmosphere. That's the last thing I would say about that. So, but we've all. They're fine. I'm fine. The score is fine. NBC Sports Show with Kaplan and Alex Brown and Lance Briggs, they'll be great. And the score with Anthony Herran, they're really good guys. Patrick Malley and Mully, they'll be fine. And I'll do my show, and everything is fine.
Well, you always have a home here. Because
no doubt.
This is where you keep it 100. And if you don't love Olin for his honesty just now, again, I don't know what rock you're living on. Olin, I know I am never you. You are an NFL athlete, and I grew up amazed at watching what you did on tape. and what you did on Sundays. I know an alpha male when I see them, when you go out there and you lead by example and your words back up what it is you're doing. That's who you are. So I know that you speak the truth when you're breaking down the tape, and that made me safe, because as a Bears fan for my fucking whole life, listening to these stooges, these blog boys talk about football from a frat boy place. I played rugby. No, you don't know a 3 technique. You don't know, and it's just
but I mean, you don't do this job. You don't do this job because you don't want people to disagree with you at all. I don't mind.
Absolutely.
I don't mind. I'll tell you exactly what I see. We all know when you do the work we do, you're never 100% right, ever. But I'm going to watch the film, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I think I see. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I think is wrong with the team. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think they need to fix. And other than that, I mean, to me, that is the job. Now, as far as people liking me, I mean, look, man, you guys see my personality. I'm used to half of being on one side and half being on the other side. So,
I'm just saying,
it's good. It's like you just want, we all just want the Bears to win, man. We just want them to win football games.
Yes, exactly.
When we were going into this, I remember calling somebody there before last year, and I said, look, guys, and in the Hallis Hall, I said, if you don't fire Ryan Pace and Nagy this year, you're going to be in a hole. Right? You're going to be in a hole. Because they asked me, what do you think? And I said, I think you should get rid of them. I don't think they're the guys. I just really don't. From watching film, from looking at their decisions, and then, I saw the same person a year or so later, and he was like, you were right. And I said, I know. I try to tell you guys. But that's what I'm saying. I was in the building. People forget I was in the building for 13 years. I was there for a long time, trying to win games, trying to work through things, going through the whole process of that culture. So when I say things, what people have to understand is I've studied it. I'm not just saying things. I've studied everything I said. A lot of that stuff comes from a point of experience.
But this is the difference. You want to know, honestly, I could be your agent here. The difference between, listen, guys can analyze football that have not played the game. I'm not ever going to say I've seen one on our show. Shane has never played a down of football. I know he can. I see that he's proven himself to me. I know I can go in any room and break it down with anybody, right? But I have a passion for it, like Olin does. The difference between some of the names Olin read off and Olin is he has the same passion for football and the Chicago Bears that I do. And that's the differentiator right there. The passion. I've seen some of the Keepin It 100 with you. I've seen some of your colleagues sitting there after a blowout laughing. And I see you and you're fucking pissed off and want to fix it. That's what the difference is. That's the difference on this network from CHGO and the clown show. And that's the difference between, no, I'm serious. And that's going to be the difference forever. And I want you and my dad, X's with the O's, come on with us. I know your sons play on Saturdays. I'll move the fucking show just to get you two together, break it. My dad, there's no way this guy cannot be in the Hall of Fame. It's ridiculous. And that's what you are. And I'm just saying it. Thank you, Bear Down Corey Booth, and anybody else. I said, goddamn, catch the goddamn ball on a video. And I've had people attack me like, you're using. That's who I am. I've said that my whole life. Ask Claudio. I don't mean to offend anybody. Don't put your stuff on me. I'm just going to be me all the time and never change. And you know who else does that? You do that. And I so respect that. Every time you have been the person that has been on this show, you and David Kaplan have been on this show the most, you being the leader in the clubhouse. And you've always supported us. And Shane was like, does he even know our names? You're just, that's the iconic person you are. And you know what? I'm going to say one other thing, and this isn't blowing smoke. You and Jason McKee have the best podcast out there.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We enjoy it, man. Big Cat's joining us now.
No, you guys really do. Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, because he's always in the gym with me every day, and I was like, Cat, you're here, man. I mean, I might as well buy an extra microphone. We know how much football he knows.
Yeah,
he's a tackle, so we get to ask him about Braxton Jones. We get to ask him about Larry Borum. He sees it from a totally different perspective.
There you go.
So he's been joining us lately. I think he's gonna stick around with us as long as he's in the gym. He's in there anyway, so he might as well come in there, jump on the podcast with us. So obviously now, I mean, combined, gosh, we have over 30-something years of football. They're sitting there talking story about the Chicago Bears, and like you guys said, I mean, these guys love the Bears, and like you guys, right? We always love the Bears, and like love talking about them, love talking football. For us, man, as former players, it's just kind of like, you know, it's like medicine almost. We need it. We lift weights, and then we talk about football, and we get to joke around and act like we're in the locker room and hang out a little bit. So we've been enjoying the show. J-Mac's a great guy. As you guys know, you guys have had him on before. You guys have a great show also, man. So we'll keep covering the Bears, and we hope they turn this thing around.
Well, I hope they do too. And I know you are so generous with your time, and everything that you do speaks volumes. Can I get you on the show breaking down some tape, some offensive line with the O-line gurus, you and my dad?
Yeah. You know, I think Illinois plays Thursday this week, so I don't know if you guys are doing it this Saturday, but let me know what time you guys are on.
I am doing it this Saturday, and I will text you exactly what time, because my sons play Saturday morning in their flag football.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So Devin is Khalil Mack coming off the edge, and he can't be. And Tate is the quarterback. So it's a big mixture between their twins.
What's their team's name?
Well, we won the Super Bowl 3 years when I was in the other town, and they would be the Bear. They actually when I started, I walked up, and everyone knows me in this state because of the football, and the guys are just holding a whistle. Like, I didn't intend to coach. Now I'm coaching. So I was coaching the Steelers my first year, and I took this ragtag team to the Super Bowl. Then we played the Bears, and we won back-to-back Super Bowl. Now we moved here, and we're the Black Knights, because all of the town is a one high school town here in Southington, and their football team has a huge game. The head coach's son is on my team. For the head of the high school, they're number 6. They play number 1 Greenwich, where Steve Young played on Friday night this week. He was down there tonight. So yeah, they all go under the umbrella of the Southington Knights, the Blue Knights. So they're Black Knights, Purple Knights, White Knights, and Red Knights. So they keep I love how this town loves football in this town. So
awesome,
my wife's like, oh my God, they love football. The parents are going crazy. I fit right in here. That's all I can say. Man. But anyway,
that's all you need.
But
I appreciate it, guys, man.
Yes.
I'll let me know about Saturday. Hopefully the Bears and the Texans and Lovie and Eberflus are battling for Coach Rod Marinelli's love. We'll see who wins it. We'll see who wins it all. We'll all get covered too and pirate to death come Sunday. Appreciate it, guys, man. Have a great night.
All the best, and good luck to the boys Thursday night. I'll be watching.
Same to your guys' families. Have a good night.
Appreciate it.
Have a great night. There he is, the great Olin Kreutz, Claudio.
The legend. Another legend.
2 legends.
2 weeks in a row.
Back to back.
Unreal. I mean, the dude is just wears his heart on his sleeve. I mean, he talks just like you could tell how he was on the field. I mean, no bullshit, just fucking the dude's awesome, man. The dude's a great dude.
I'm happy he's getting that nomination. I hope he gets in.
Come on. We gotta get him in. We gotta get him in. I think, in all honesty, there's media members in the city of Chicago. There's AB. Great job, AB, pulling those clips. Thank you. Just made that interview just outstanding. Outstanding. Olin Kreutz. And then addressing the CHGO, because he's not really addressed it, and unless I didn't hear it. And he's like, Phil, you know me, nothing you ask is off the table. And he just kept it 100, just like this show. I mean, just a tremendous.
He said in another interview. Sorry, Phil.
Go ahead.
He said in another interview. I forget who he was talking to, but he actually said that going back and forth, about football on the show is one thing, but he said that I guess he was feeling disrespected even off of the camera, that the dude kind of went at him on some stuff, personal stuff. So that's, I guess, what it was. But I mean, it's their loss. It's their loss.
It is. It's the city's loss too. I mean, I kid you not. I'm keeping it 100. There is a sense of like, I know I can go on there and go on any radio show, break down the Bears better than most of the guys that are locally doing, because they don't study it. They don't care. They snickle, laugh, cut off callers, and what have you. I saw a different analysis than I ever did when I saw Olin Kreutz breaking down what happened with the Chicago Bears. I didn't see that with other people. If you guys did, leave it in the chat. Like, who in your mind do you trust in analyze? And we've had a lot to analyze, from Mark Trestman to John Fox to the shoe salesman, Matt Nagy. We've had a lot to analyze, and it's important that we analyze it, because if you don't, you're too long in the shoebox with Matt Nagy. Olin said it right there. They called him and asked him, you got to fire these guys. Got to let them go. You think the new coach would have been involved with who they wanted to draft at quarterback? Yeah, I think that's important.
Jeepers creepers.
I know.
Like, hey, the Packers are always going to have their quarterbacks. The Bears are going to have to face them twice a year.
Exactly. We should have played that for him. How about this?
You're always cheating when the Bears are playing the Packers.
Yes.
This is my 8-year-old son. We're gonna play it again.
Wouldn't go to sleep. He was so
he was so fired up.
Oh, I
and
love that
he
kid.
was so upset because the refs continue to fuck the Bears over all the time. So my son filmed that the other day after the game when he's like, Claudio, he would not go to sleep. He had to stay up. His mom was getting upset with me. I was on the phone with Big Steve Edwards. Steve's talking and telling me some great stuff, and he's still not going to bed. This is your fault. Steve's like, Phil, I think I gotta go. Speaking of getting fired up with the Bears, how about this? Did you see this?
Like, why do they want to feel this till time?
Is you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Is you crying?
Don't leave me alone. You know I'm watching the game. No, I'm not crying.
I told you they was finna lose. I don't know why you acting like this.
Why is you talking about my business? Why is you talking about my business?
But they down bad with T-Point.
They cheated, though. They cheated. We would have won. They cheated.
You not hot with all this stuff on?
Yeah. Hey, man, why you coming here? I told you, don't. When they lose, don't talk to me for the rest of the week. Why is you bothering me? Dang.
Whoa, what about the wristbands? You act like they finna throw you in the game to save the last couple of points for you.
Would you leave me alone? You
don't even cry for me like this.
I only know you for 2 months. It's been my team for 22 years. Yeah. Win, lose, or draw. This one I'm at. Get out. I don't even want you here.
What?
Because,
I know you.
Get out.
They need to recruit you if it's this serious.
Get out, for real. I'm on the team. I'm with the team. Get out. Come on. Come on.
All right. Okay.
Listen, if you haven't seen that clip yet, you're living under a rock, right, Claudio? I think like 45 TTNL fans.
And Fields tried to say that the fans don't put in work.
Right?
They do put in some work right there.
Well, why do you think Justin went out there
right
today?
There. I love it.
Listen, if you like that, guess what? The guy, my man, Dyon. Dyon Dyon, not Dyon. Dyon Brooks.
Dyon.
Listen, he is on the radio. He is a comedic performer, guys. He's an actor. He does all this comedy and stuff. He's been doing this. His stage name is Mojo Brooks. His content has amassed huge audiences on Facebook from 2015 with 600 followers. So check him out on Facebook. He's the most successful short-focused family, life, culture, and obviously black men in Chicago, as well as the Chicago Bears. I hope I'm doing him a service. We normally produce these things, but straight out the gate. Mojo Brooks. There he is, Mojo Brooks.
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
Man, I'm good. So let's do a couple corrections first.
Okay, that's
First name is Dyon, like primetime.
Oh, Jesus.
And stage name is Mojo Brooks, and I got 600,000 followers.
600,000 followers.
Not 600.
But I appreciate 600. I said 600,000.
You said 600.
All right.
Say the handle again for me.
So, man, I fucked up, but for sure.
Okay.
Listen, I fucked up there, and listen, I'm excited to have you on the show. It came together last minute. We obviously had Hall of Fame nominee, my guy Olin Kreutz on tonight, and now we have you.
Yeah,
Dyon. I totally messed that up. I apologize.
Okay.
Listen. So you're a comedian.
Yes.
So was that a bit or was this real you? Like, seriously?
That was a bit. My feelings were really hurt.
Because I was about to say, man, I hope you're not with her no more. That,
right?
Get out.
You know, I think the worst thing when the team is losing is to walk in the room and say, well, I told you they were going to lose. Like,
oh, yeah.
Don't say that. Because I knew too, but I wanted to believe something else. So don't say that. But no, the skit was a skit. You know, I've been doing comedy now almost 10 years, and I've always wanted to tap into like the sport market because it's just such a huge market, and it's just so relatable. So I was like, you know what? Today they playing Green Bay, they should win. So the video was actually prepared for them to win. Like I was really crying tears of joy, almost like they won the Super Bowl. But in the third quarter, I knew that wasn't the video.
Clearly, to do a course correction.
Yeah, so I had to correct it, and then we ended up, switching it up because they were losing and they were going to lose. So I changed some things up, and in the weirdest way, I'm kind of glad they lost because it's done wonders for me.
You're keeping it 100.
Chicago Bears reached out to me earlier today. They want me to come to the game Sunday, and discuss some other opportunities. As far as making content for the organization. So it's been crazy, man. It's been a crazy day.
I like the fact that I think the greatest point in this is you having the wristbands on.
Yes.
And her pointing that out with that detail is so smart.
So the wrist
it just takes you to another level.
the wristbands. So I went. I've been wanting a Justin Fields jersey because all I got is players that's not on the team anymore. So I got Khalil Mack, and I was like, this is not going to resonate with a Khalil Mack jersey on because he's not here. So I gotta get me a Justin jersey. So I go to Dick's Sporting Good, and I didn't think I was gonna find one, and here they go. They got a bunch of them. So I grab one. As soon as I grab it, right behind it, I see these wristbands. And I say, I gotta have these wrists. I gotta put the wristbands on. Like I'm really in the game. Like I gotta get them. So I grabbed the wristbands, and originally I wasn't gonna have the jacket on, but the jacket is so nice. So I tell her, I say, hey, tell me to take the jacket off so that they can see the wristbands. And if you look at the video,
yeah,
I raised my hand to wipe the tear just to make sure that you can see the wristbands.
Say
Nice.
the truth.
Yeah, I knew the wristband was gonna have that effect.
The wristband put that. I mean, that's the most underrated thing of it. And you being a fan, on top. Listen, Justin Fields' comment, slide or not, you love it, hate it. This.
I'm just a fan. I'm not a.
The owner, he's taking shots at the owner. He's just a fan. You working hard, like Claudio said. You read my mind, Claudio. We didn't talk about again. Dyon just our business manager, Jimmy Larison, put this together last minute tonight, and you're trending everywhere now. My wife has. Have you seen this video? Yes, everybody's seen
the video.
It's crazy. Adam Schefter just posted it maybe about an hour ago.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
ESPN, Sports Center. I mean, FanDuel. I mean, Barstool Sport. Like, I mean, it's been. When I did the video, what I wanted to do was get the attention of the Chicago Bears. That's what I wanted to do.
Well, you did it.
And I didn't think that it would happen. Like, I thought I was going to have to do a couple of these videos to get it done. But, I mean, right off the back, that first one, it was just, I just didn't expect that. If I would have told you that this would have – the Arizona Cardinals reached out to me about producing content for them. The same night.
It's a struggle now. You have nothing like a bidding war. You're like real estate right now.
So I told the Bears, I said, hey, Arizona wants me, but I bleed blue and orange. So
fuck that. Bears are tagging your ass, bro. They're tagging us.
Franchising.
I thought it was so the video was just amazing, but I think the reason it's so amazing because you hit a real point. Like there's so many people like, damn, I felt that. It's like, yes. It's like
when he's like, yo,
22 years. Yes,
22 years.
I'm a part of it. We are a part of the team because that's how you feel as a Bears fan. You know what I mean?
It's like you're a part of it. And I think a lot of people think that, football season starts in September, and it doesn't. I mean, you watch and you listen to different podcasts and you watch different shows trying to see who they're bringing to the team. Right. What type of team. I read on this stuff all year long. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't just start in September. So you really, your life is really invested into it. And I'm looking at the background that a lot of, how y'all set up here. And no, we're important. We're important. We're important.
I'm surprised. Did you hear about our network and our show before?
You know what? I've never heard of it. I've heard of a few. I just did like right before I got on here, I was on with Alex Brown and Cuz he had it. They got
Bear Down Cuz.
Yeah, so I did that one. I did it.
They're stealing our guests. Everyone's debating.
Listen, this is my third Chicago Bear podcast tonight.
Wow,
look at that.
And they came.
This is a show.
7, 8, and 9.
This is more of a show than a podcast.
Okay.
Yes, but we're getting on the podcast line, an audio version, but more visual, so people get to see the brilliance of Dyon Brooks right here. Stand-up comedian, actor, putting together the skit. If you're just joining us, probably 50 of you in the chat of the 400 and plus that are watching live, smash the like button. Give Mojo Brooks with 2 Z's a follow on Twitter. You could see it right there on the bottom of the screen. Who is that? Your wife with you? Is that your girlfriend?
No, so that was actually just a friend of mine that I told her about the video. I said, man, I got this idea I want to do. I told her, what the plan was. I was trying to get the attention of the Bears. And she was like, okay, just tell me what you want me to do. So I'm serious about watching. I really didn't allow her to come over until the end of the third quarter. Yeah. And she came in talking crazy. And I almost said, okay, we're not going to do it because if we're going to be talking like this. Because she came in and she was like, I don't know why you cheering for them. And do they ever win? It's just I don't want to hear that right now. I don't need the negativity right now.
You can't. You are you from Chicago?
I am born and raised.
So where are you from in Chicago?
I grew up in the Humboldt Park area.
Okay, great. I don't know where the hell that is, but they do.
Yeah, I grew up in
I'm from Connecticut. I'm in Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been a Bears fan so I'm 49 now. So since I was 6 years old.
You and I, Mojo, you and I are the only
years.
Chicagoans here.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. Where is everybody? Wait, Connecticut. Y'all don't got a team close to
We
that?
got the Patriots,
well,
man.
yeah.
Imagine me. I'd be celebrating every year probably.
Right.
Instead, I'm with the Bears, like you, crying. I blame Walter Payton.
Bears fan when you could have been a Patriots fan. Well,
I was
when you started
Walter
being a Bears
Payton.
fan, the Patriots weren't good.
Walter Payton is the reason why I'm a Chicago Bears fan.
Okay.
I've always told this story. I was a football player too, pretty good here in Connecticut. Not to get to the NFL. I played college ball, but Walter was my, everything. He was the god of football for me and still is. I believe he's the greatest football player ever. But that's how my loyalty to this team was born. So everyone always asks me that. Claudio was my neighbor, the barber above you right there.
Okay.
He's in Connecticut too. He's the barber. They give you a fresh edge up when he comes to town. We have to have you come out with us when we come to the Detroit game.
Man, I would love to.
We'll have you with us.
Hell yeah.
Come down, bro.
Yeah, I would love
Former Bear, Chris Zorich, a bunch of former Bear. We get Olin out there. They'll body slam you. We'll put you at 3 technique. Let Olin drive. I'm done with this team.
I don't want to be in Olin's way. I heard
Nobody does. Nobody does. I love Olin. That was great. So your thoughts though so far, like first weekend is the Swamp Bowl. The Bears pull out the upset at home. Then they play the disappointment in Green Bay. But is my son right? Like you saying in it, these fuckers are always cheating us.
Yeah. Yeah, I think playing Green Bay, especially in Green Bay, it's just something about playing against the officials in Green Bay. And then you got to listen to Chris Collinsworth the whole time. Hug on Aaron Rodgers' nuts.
Oh, my God.
You're
ruining it.
It's not, I have to watch it on mute. I translate into Spanish, so I don't even know what's going on. Because Chris Collinsworth,
he puts it on SAP.
I was like, I need to see some footage on Chris Collinsworth because this guy talks like he was a monster back in the day. I need to go check because he kills me, man. It's like, and then he called us the baby Bears. Like, can we get a chance? I hate it. But I think at this point, I don't know. Is anybody thinking playoffs? I don't think anybody was thinking playoffs coming into the year. I just want to be competitive, and I think that the coaching staff that we have is going to put us in a position to be competitive. But I just think we're too young to in close games to win close games. And then against really good teams, which I don't think Green Bay is. I don't think Aaron Rodgers didn't really necessarily play that well in that game the other night. It was a running game. If we could stop the run,
we couldn't tackle.
And we couldn't tackle. I mean, this guy's running right past it. I mean, we had
arm
guys
tackles
running right past him.
Yeah, we break down the tape on this network. The tape never lies. We're gonna have to have you as a friend of the show now, and keep you a part of this. Now you got to know this is the #1 Bears show on the planet. It's proven by the numbers. Maybe your 600,000 followers can be pressed over to here,
to come
where
over
the real truth is at, right?
Yeah. Where the real truth is at.
Where I'm in Connecticut, New England, I got this coach. This is what he says.
You know how I feel about stats. Really, stats are for losers.
Stats are for losers. That's the truth. We're too worried about stats. Let's win the goddamn football game.
Dang, right.
So Olin was tremendous there. Can you stick around with us and play some of the games with us for our show segments? I don't know how much time you have. I didn't get to commute. I was hustling. I had football practice with my sons, and then my partner, something happened with his family, so he couldn't come on. So we were just juggling before to get everything in order. So with you being a part of the process, we're going to play this game that we play every week, okay? And it's bear up, bear down. And what that is this.
Philatosian, Shane Marshall, the Tape Never Lies Network.
A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up.
Bear up, bear down. What is that? Bear up is the opposite. We say bear down, Chicago Bears, right? Well, bear up, we're going to talk about who you thought played really well in the game. We go around and get everybody's vote. Someone gets theirs stolen. The chat room plays along with it. And then the bear down is the guy that sucked out there, who played not up to snuff. And we go around the whole thing. We always start with the negative first. And we are going to start with you, our guest, teary-eyed Dyon.
Yeah.
Who is your bear down? And this is how you say it. And my bear down is this. We'll talk a little bit about who bear down this week.
Phil, your audio went out.
Sound like you were underwater.
Yeah, it sounded like you were underwater or something.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I put the music on, so it was loading. Yeah, so I put a little background. That's why. Can you hear me good though now?
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. That's how we do here.
So bear down. Are we talking about who I think had a bad game or good?
Yes. Who played bad for you? One guy. Don't be Ivan and say, you know what? I'm going to talk about the whole offensive line.
No, I got one player. I mean, I got a couple players, but I'm gonna say Roquan had a rough game.
Oh, he stole mine out the gate. Look at this dude.
Roquan had a rough game.
Stealing hearts already.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Roquan, $100 million contract.
I mean, well, you heard the news that he might have hurt his hip, though. So
his hip?
Hip? It came out today. Yeah, it came out today that he has a hip injury.
He has a hip injury. He was out of practice today.
I mean, your hip would be hurt too if those left tackles was body slamming you the whole game too.
He hurt his hip.
He hurt his
running all the way down the field to make tackles instead of filling it. They called him Slowquan the night of the game.
That was tough.
But yeah, look at you starting out the game right. I agree with you. That was going to be my number one choice. He did not play well. I'm going to be showing a lot of tape. We have a patron side where we break down tape, Dyon, and we bring coaches, players like Olin come on, and we break down film with me, Draft Dr. Phil. If you go to the Tape Never Lies, you could see my breakdown on our YouTube channel, a little bit of it. People are complaining, Alan. Where's the 27 minutes you used to do? I go, my wife is yelling at it. I put it on Patreon side. Go over there, check it out, tapeneverlies.com. Anyway, Ivan, who do you got?
My bear down is QB1, Justin Fields.
Oh, he's going to the quarterback with the wristbands.
I believe in Justin Fields wholeheartedly, but you got to call it the way it is. It's just it's not up to snuff. Like you said, it's not up to par. He has to be better. He has to be able to progress, through his reads and hit the open man. And be decisive. Be decisive. He's a little indecisive running and passing right now. My bear down is Justin Fields.
Listen, you have to say it. I talked about the Texas route. Olin was talking about holding the ball too long. You got to take the money. As Peyton Manning, he was quoting Peyton. I was watching Trent Dilfer talking about him. you don't want to destroy the kid, but you gotta take what they give you in these big moments, especially when you're playing against the Packers and the refs and the goddamn stadium and their ugly women. I mean, their fans, all of that stuff. There's a lot to overcome there. But yes, he did not play his best. I do want to say, Dyon, did you see Justin's presser today?
I did.
He addressed I thought, wow, you really handled that right. I did not know what to expect. Some guys stay in that lane and they're going to be, I thought he handled himself so well. I think this will be a crossroads for him.
Yeah.
I think
he was just really emotional.
Yeah.
When he said
Yeah,
that.
it was a tough loss.
Yeah, it's a tough loss.
When
he knows he didn't play good.
I was watching the presser when he said it, and you can see, if you look at his face when he said it, he knew when he said it at that point.
Yeah.
That ain't really what he wanted to say, what he meant to say.
Yeah.
So I think I didn't take it. Me as a fan, I didn't take it personal, but I'm glad that he came out today and just, hey, let me clear the air. Like, it wasn't that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because there's a lot of fans that did, man, on Twitter, man. Guys,
I seen it.
I'm like, come
somebody
on.
tagged my video and said, there's no way he cares more than this guy.
I was live reacting to that with Ivan and Shane at the time on BHL, and I was like, that's not how to do it. I just knew where this road was going to lead you, and I was like, you just don't say that. It's not smart. The perfect response today in how he handled it. I gotta keep it 100 there. Again, everybody here on the panel is 100% right. He was caught up in the emotion. He cares about losing and his performance and everything. And he got snide, and he got off the snide today, in my opinion. AB, you got to bear down.
I do. Mr. Luke Getsy. My God.
Oh, good call.
Phil,
I didn't know he was doing coaches.
Oh, you could do coaches, everything.
Actually, you could do anything that has to do with the game. It could be.
I kind of secretly didn't want to tell him that because I thought he was going to take it, so I didn't want to mention it to him. I'm not going to lie.
Now, I'm going to see if somebody going to take my backup. I had a backup guy. Nobody's scared.
But, I mean, just like you said, Phil, you got to take what the defense is giving you, and they're giving you the run. David Montgomery destroyed them on that first drive. One carry in that half after that. It's ridiculous. 4th and 1. You got to run the ball up the middle with David Montgomery. Power I. You've got a fullback. Let's use him. Please put up the fullback stats. There was tons of fullback stats that I saw. I put online on Twitter the other day. Plus 11, plus 12. Use the fullback. That's why he's there. It's got to be Luke Getsy for me. Bear down.
Nice.
Great call. I thought it was the worst called game in a long time in critical moments. It was it smelled of Nagy. Man. We got to be the tricksters. We got to run the slipper, as Olin called it. We got to run quarterback out of shotgun. When they came out of shotgun, Dyon, on 4th down, I just went into a place like, you got to be fucking kidding me. David Montgomery has been killing them. And you're going to go not give it to him. You're going to do something stupid. And they did. Now, he got it.
Even if they were going to go quarterback sneak, I would have preferred them to come under center.
Exactly.
Yeah, you were right there.
High formation. Yeah.
Listen, Tom Brady at 45 goes under center at 45 years old. Justin Fields at 230. And as strong as he is, can get one under center to your.
Yeah, I'm handing it to 32 though, and I know we all could agree to either a quarterback sneak with Justin or hand the ball to 32. You can't abandon that guy at the goal line where he can eat. Like it's you abandon him,
and he brought you down there on that drive. He brought you down there on that drive.
One of the greatest runs since Walter Payton. I have not seen a run like that. You could put Matt Forte, Thomas Jones, you could put them all out there. That run, there's 2 runs actually, where it looks like Walter out there just running. And
did you see Rashad? You see Rashad Whitfield? He did a tweet.
Footwork King.
Oh, yeah, the Footwork King. So Dyon, Rashad, you know who Rashad Whitfield is?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So he works with Demo, on his foot skills, and he watched that play, that run, and he's just going crazy. It was just awesome.
We were texting at the time, and
I tweeted after the run. I said David Montgomery is running like he was
8.1 yards to carry,
running the ball, man.
Well, if the Bears give you this job, which I hope that you do, because I could see not only do you qualify my prerequisites that it matters to you and that you got a great sense of humor and you're intelligent, but you also know the game. I hate we're gonna put a funny guy in there. He don't know shit about the team. I'm saying,
drop him.
It's like, okay, lunch with Larry again? No, no.
Hot lunch with Larry.
Potluck.
Hot take with Larry. Anyway,
I hope like I said,
we gotta give some love to Demo. Demo is funny, man. He's sneaky funny.
You know what? I see the clips. I see them coming off the practice field.
Yeah.
I've never met him before, but I can tell that he's a funny. You can tell that some guys you can see their personality, man. Just by in little clips. I think he is fun. I think Justin may be a funny guy too.
Yeah, we gotta get that. I thought Justin took a huge step forward today with his personality. Let people know who you are.
Yeah.
And back it up. At the end of the day, your game is gonna speak the truth. Claudio, you're bear down.
My bear down. I gotta go with this kid, rookie. I mean, I understand his first game against the Packers, but he had besides one play to start where he made a great play stopping a touchdown. Kyle Gordon I knew it was going to be yours. But
you could even say on that play, Claudio, he made that up because of his athleticism.
Right.
Because he didn't end the play. I mean, he ended it right.
Yeah, he got beat. But he got beat. It was a good play, but all the other ones, most of the other times he was involved, he was missing tackles. He was getting beat. It was bad. It was just bad. So I mean, again, he's a rookie. Let's hope. Obviously, he corrects this stuff, but he is definitely my bear down.
He was, to me, watching the tape the last 48, 52 hours now, he was the worst player out there. The way he affected he put himself in situations to make the play and didn't. Every time, except that one that you're talking about. Yeah, there's a play on the toss. It's third down at about 6. He's coming through the alley. He goes right by it. They get fucking 30 because he misses. And then the other rookie, Brisker, misses. Gordon did not. He's got to be better tackling than that. He just did not show up when they needed him. And they're asking him to do a lot, but you got to be better than that. I agree with you, Claudio. Was that your guy, Dyon? Or is all the pressure on me? That was your backup. Okay, there you go. So now all the pressure comes on me. So I could do an Ivan and pull the whole offensive line, but they played some really good run stuff. And if you see the tape out there that I put out, you'll see a lot of good stuff. But there's several candidates here. It was a really. And I'm going to stay away from the offensive line. And I got to call out the other linebacker, Nick Morrow. There's so much confusion inside. Got to be better. Again, I was going to pick Kyler Gordon. It was a close race behind them two. Dyon took my number 1. Claudio took my number 2. And now Nick Morrow and Brisker, the rookie, both of them did not play. So now you got 2 of the linebackers inside and a corner and 2 rookies that didn't play. Brisker needed to play better. He didn't. I'm cheating a little bit by using both. But those 2 guys got to play better. Brisker, Morrow. Brisker, Morrow. So none of them did it the right way, so I have to do it. My bear down this week is Nick Morrow. Remember, guys, you got to announce it after we say it. Here we go. Now we snake back. So it's going to go me first. So I get the layup, and I'm going to take it. Then it goes to Claudio, Alan, Ivan, and it ends with you. So you have the hardest job to pick out. Actually, I should have sent somebody else the worst. It should have been Cole Kmet, actually. I dropped the ball there like Cole Kmet. I did that on purpose. But Cole, can you catch the fucking ball without jumping? Help your...
Cole's having a good game this week.
I hope so.
I'm calling it.
If there's one guy in the offense, it was him that did not play well. Anyway, my bear up. Baby Peyton. Walter Payton's. David Montgomery, I've said, Dyon, for the last, since he came to the Bears, this kid is the real deal. This kid plays every play like you want to see your favorite football team or your favorite football player play the game. I've defended him forever. We joke with Alan and everybody, but David Montgomery went out there to say, put this game on my back.
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking win it. And I think that's Ivan's point here, that you're the play caller and you couldn't understand that in this game, someone is saying, hey, pay attention to me.
To me, yeah.
Give me the motherfucking ball, and I'm going to just truck over everyone.
Everybody. Yeah.
And put this game at 24-17 with 8 minutes to go and the energy and momentum. It's a different game, man.
Yeah, it was.
There's no Dyon without this, but hey, you're here. David Montgomery ran, like you said. He just ran. He just... He juked. He switched the ball hand. He did,
and he protects the ball though. He doesn't.
Oh my
he
God!
He makes a lot of tackles and he protects the ball. I can't. Does he have at least 5 fumbles in his career?
No, he's got 2 fumbles, I believe, in his career. And I remember the one I think was against the Giants, where he just ran through 3 tacklers and was trying to go, and a guy was coming from the blind side and smacked it out of it.
4 fumbles.
He's got 4. Okay.
4. But not
that. I mean, that's
at least 5. And he's been in the league, what, 3 years? 3 years? 4 years?
No, he's been in how many years?
Since 2019.
So this is 2019.
Year 4. This is 4th year.
Year 4. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of carries and a lot of hits without putting the ball on the ground. It's a great point by you, Dyon.
746.
726 carries.
46.
746. The 46 is important for the Bears. The defense. Anyway, my bear up. My guy, number 32, the identity, the skeleton key, I call him. David Montgomery, because he fits in any offense. It doesn't matter what you run. You got to get him the ball. Claudio, the barber.
Yes. Listen, before I do mine, I got a corn planter. He has a bear up. It's Bratcher for getting Urlacher last week. But your bear down is Bratcher for coming on and asking the Matrix. You got Brian Urlacher. Yo, listen, Dyon. You got Brian Urlacher, the legend of the Bears, right? This guy Bratcher comes on and gets to ask him anything. He says, yo, have you seen the new Matrix movie?
No, not the new one. The original.
The original.
Movie.
Either
have
one.
You seen
I can talk to this dude
Yeah,
whenever I like.
quote.
I've already interviewed him, Claudio. I've asked him these questions.
Just roll.
I'm
with
tapped
the
out,
joke,
bro.
Bratcher.
You had no more questions for him.
I was tapped out, man. I was tapped
Make
out.
it worse. There's
I'm sorry,
plenty
Brad,
of
always
questions.
do.
Do you
Listen,
wear?
if it make you feel
do
better,
you wear
I met-
wristbands?
I met Floyd
Do you-
Mayweather one time.
Do you wear jackets indoors while
we
while
get a
sweating watching the
t-shirt?
Packers game?
Can you?
What was that
Listen,
Dyon?
I said if it make you feel better, I met Floyd Mayweather one time.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, he's like, I seen your work before, and I was like, man, I said, Floyd, can I ask you a question? He said, what? I said, what? I said, can you give us one more fight? And he said, no. He said, I'm done fighting. He said, once you get to a point in career, you don't want to keep going. You got kids and stuff. You're going to hurt yourself. So I ended up telling my buddy, I said, he's like, man, what was you and Floyd talking about? I said, man, I asked him if he had one more fight. He said, man, you know, we need an investor for this tour. And you asking him if he going to fight again? I'm like, I didn't know what to say.
You had your chance. You blew it.
I was just happy he was talking to me.
Right.
I love all.
So that's awesome.
So who do you got?
my bear up is a guy who you don't see actually too much going on in the game because nobody fucking throws the ball his way. Jalen Johnson. This
There
dude
you go.
has
There
had
you
0
go.
targets in both games so far this week. Nobody wants to throw his way. I mean, he's out there. I mean, he missed a couple tackles too. I think everybody on that fucking defense missed some tackles last game. But I mean, 0 targets. I mean, that means you're locked down, man. Nobody wants to even come your way. So
he's definitely talked the talk and backed it up. To your point, he's been consistently shutting people down. Again, the Packers and the Mud Bowl, Swamp Bowl, whatever we want to call it here. This is going to be another test this weekend for this Bears football team. We're going to come up on predictions in a minute. Let's roll through this. Good choice, Claudio. Say
I'll make it official. My bear down is Jalen
bear
Johnson.
Up. Your bear
I mean, my bear
Come
up
on.
is Jalen Johnson.
I fucked up. You fucked up. Once again.
We all know, man, I fucking fucked up, but
there he is.
Jeepers creepers.
Yes. Alan Bratcher. Yes,
So-
we do a lot of drops.
Oh yeah. So Phil,
Yeah.
you mentioned our boy David Montgomery, and I was gonna go a different route, but I'm gonna follow you on this. I'm gonna give it up to his fullback, Mr. Kari Blazing.
Great one.
So I had a tweet that I found. I can't pop it up at the moment, but it says, okay, so here it goes. So Kari Blazing game, he played 13 snaps last night versus the Packers. He was plus 13, plus 9, plus 3 for a touchdown, plus 6, plus 11, plus 14, plus 28, plus 27, plus 6, plus 4, minus 1 on the fumble, and minus 10 on the sack with an incomplete pass. It's 110 yards and a TD.
I didn't come here to run the I formation.
I mean, that boy is killing it for them. Put him in the backfield and let's run the ball, boys. Kari Blazing game is my bear up.
Mod on.
Yes. Mod on. You got to get him in the game. I'm telling you, he blocked better than Cole Kmet at 6 foot. Me and Shane were looking at him. 233 pounds he's listed at. 6 foot, squatty body, but he was putting number 91 on his ass, and that dude was playing his ass off. To your point, there's a time and a place you need a fullback. The Bears right now need the Blazing game. Great call there. So make it official. My bear
up is Kari Blazing game.
There it is. Kari Blazing game. Chris Jackal is scoring these all season long. All our bear ups, bear downs, wherever he is, no one knows.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
There he is. There he is. Ivan Vargas, your bear up.
My bear up this week is Travis Gibson.
Steal? Travis Gibson.
Travis Gibson. Yeah,
2 sacks.
Great.
2 sacks, and well, thank you. I was definitely not going Kerry Blasting game, but thanks. But Travis Gibson definitely with the 2 sacks.
What?
He needs to come up big this year. I think that D-line, the pressure on the quarterback, they seem to be getting there. I feel like it's going to start picking up throughout the rest of this season. Travis Gibson's going to be a big part of that, and he showed up big time on Sunday night. So officially, Travis Gibson is my bear up.
Great call. Guy needs to be starting. Muhammad, good player. Gibson, very good player. Yeah. He was the best player on defense week 1. He was out there. Him and Robert Quinn were dominate. I don't get it. This is a big moment for us this weekend. Is Alan Williams going to be starting Muhammad, or is Gibson, who clearly continues to... He put a shot on Aaron Rodgers on that boot, and he's talking shit to Aaron. It is... I hope they get some audio on the mic'd up, but There was some definite Rodgers did not like it. And I said to myself, good. That's the kind of motherfucking guy is going to change this rivalry. Someone that's going to fucking dish it out. Get after this guy. I own you. Come on. You got to go out there and do it different. What do we got, Dyon? Your turn. Bear up. Who is it?
Y'all took everybody, man. But you know what? I'm gonna say my beer up. I'm gonna go with Big Tevin Jenkins. I think
yes.
I think that he had a masterful game in the running, especially in the running game. He moved a lot of guys out the way. He was able to get to that second level to help Montgomery break off some of those runs that he had. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Tevin Jenkins, and I'll be happy when they can get Lucas. You know, he get his hand together and they can put him at center. Because Mustafa would have been my third guy as far as the bear down. But officially, my bear up. Tevin Jenkins.
Yeah, dude, you see that one block where he took the fucking dude? I think he brought him into the locker room. Yeah. I think he took him to the locker room. You're done.
Blindside his ass.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he started to look real, like he's starting to come into that right guard position, man. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Tevin Jenkins here. He had a nice game.
It's been something of contention for me because I feel like he's your clear best offensive lineman and you're taking your best off the field. Doesn't make sense to me. I think some other of those guys maybe should be sitting on the bench. Tevin be out there all the time. Obviously, I digress. Bear up, bear down this week is sponsored by Manscaped. Can I get that music? Sharik is not here tonight, so I got to pay the bills here. Manscaped. Where is it? There we go. Yeah. Manscaped. Welcome to Fresh Ball Fall. It's the season of the pumpkin spice and making sure your crotch looks nice. That means sipping cider in a fall breeze and using Manscaped products to trim those balls with ease. That's right. Today's show is brought to you by Manscaped, a company here to make sure that your foliage isn't the only thing shedding its excess leaves. Heck,
I love all.
Even Mother Nature knows it's time to lose the excess clutter for fall. Join the 6 million men worldwide that use Manscaped. It's manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping. Use the promo code YOKO for 20% off plus free shipping. Whether you're brand new or already with us, you could use the crown jewel of care for your family jewels, the Platinum 4.0. With the glorious package, you can align your entire hygiene routine all in one swoop. Inside the 10-part Platinum package is everything you know and love in performance. The Performance Package Plus. Some shower goodies, Dyon, included to elevate your grooming game. You can go in the shower. Now, listen, I have been sent both the 3.0 and the Lawnmower 4.0, so I am a believer. I don't blow smoke on this product. They're a sponsor here for a reason. Whether you want to weed whack those nose ears, Claudio, or ear hair. You're getting old like me. You got that ear hair growing out. You got to get the ear nose trimmer that comes with this package. Don't forget to apply the aluminum-free Ultra Platinum Premium deodorant. And don't worry, it's not pumpkin spice, Dyon. It's a cologne fragrance. But we shouldn't save our signature scent for our pits. Use Crop Preserver. They give you a ball deodorant. So all your girlfriends, yes, a ball deodorant, the Crop Reviver. So when you shave those balls, they give you this deodorant for your ball. It's a ball toner to make sure.
About this big, right? I got me a kit.
He knows what's up. He knows.
Mine came with the boxers that say Manscaped on.
That's right. He's also a client. Go to manscaped.com. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code YOKO. If you're a TTNL fan, that's 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com when you use the code YOKO. Manscaped, clear out the leaves. It's your tree trunk's time to shine. There you go. Manscaped. was
Manscaped
sponsoring.
gives Mojo the mojo, right?
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Speaking of,
This dude got some mojo.
What song is that?
You don't know?
You don't know that dude.
Oh, you don't know?
Mark Rebele.
I've seen him. I think I've seen him on before, but
he's huge on YouTube and shit. He
I
sells
ain't
out
never heard
Madison
that
Square Garden.
before. He say he gonna suck on her pussy and ass in the same place.
you gotta work that.
This guy's
ass.
different.
Yes, this guy is
Animal.
different. It's this. You know what time it is when you hear that song. You've been waiting for it. You've been asking for it. See, somebody who works that ass for daddy. That's Claudio for me. Here it is.
Hey, cut it out. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you must have been
with Claudio the Barber. Hey, you gotta let me talk, Phil. Hey, you gotta let me speak. Claudio is gonna be bringing a new sense to keeping it 100. It's Cut It Out with Claudio on the Tape Never Lies Network.
That's
There
right.
he is.
There it is. The scissors are back.
He's back. The scissors are back.
They're back. Listen, I get triggered every time I see that video because my wife's in there saying, "Cut it out." And I get triggered every time.
Can I see the scissors again?
You want to see, these are some big ass scissors, bro.
This dude, you gotta cut
Where
it
they
out.
make shit like this. Where they
I got
make
this at a
this
prop
at?
store for Halloween. Halloween prop store.
I need that. So anytime a chick come over here while I'm watching the game, I'm letting her know I will cut your ass
Cut
off.
that shit out. Exactly.
Cut her out of your life,
That's
bro.
what in your next video, bro, I'll send these. Like, cut that shit out.
The timing of these little input videos is impeccable. Whoever's doing that, oh, your timing is on point.
That's what we do here. That's what we
Yeah,
do. We
so-
all take turns trying to
let's-
outdo each other with a drop. But go
Okay,
ahead,
drop to the
Claudio.
bed. All right, so let's start here. You talked about it at the top of the show, these penalties by these refs. So if you want to follow real quick from the top left, that is a penalty on the Bears for blocking low where we're not even touching this dude and we get a penalty called on us. So
Terrible call.
Terrible call. The one to the right is another penalty on the Bears where he literally just holds them for a second. Like, it's tough without the video seeing it, but we get called for a penalty there. So cut that shit out. That's ridiculous. It was, some of these calls on us were ridiculous. But even more ridiculous were these holds. These holds that were not being called. So if you see the one on the bottom left is the one we were talking about where he got a sack anyways. He's that good.
Sacked him.
And they picked the flag up.
Remember
And
they
picked the
picked it
flag
up?
up. Yep, that's the hold right there. He's fucking hugging him.
How are you
right?
cheating that much? You
Yeah.
still make the call.
Exactly.
The penalty will be declined. Trust me. They're not going to take away a sack, but the fact that they fucking took away the penalty just says it all.
I mean,
Says
and
it
then
all.
one of the worst ones.
Look at Robert Quinn getting held by the center.
And it's hard to tell, but that's a third down where Aaron Jones makes a first down. If he's not held, he's probably tackling him right there. So, that's a big call.
That was Angelo Blackson. He's penetrating to get to the backfield. He gets tackled by the center.
Yeah, you see the top one right there. He's getting held, and then he's brought down. And you
They
see
end up
Aaron
getting
Jones
a
going
It
first
right
was
by him.
12 men on the field one that they didn't call.
Oh, they didn't
yet.
call that?
Yep,
But you know what? I figured out why the refs were doing this. There was a shot of a ref, and he's getting some cheesehead. Look at him. Look at him.
Aaron Rodgers, the face on that cheese?
No, it's Collinsworth or somebody. I don't know.
Chris Collinsworth.
So cut that shit out.
I love all.
All right. So, all right. And I got one more. I wanted to.
This
bring this
invention
up
here
when
is
Logan
called
was
the
on, but,
Cobb Quickie.
It would have been a little fucked up. So, so Sam, listen, bro. You can't get ready for a fucking picture that's gonna be seen by millions of people. You don't give a fuck, just like you play. I mean, I think we used to have a guy, Charles Leno, that we call the Walrus. I think we got a new one here. We got the Sloth.
No, that's how Sam looks every time a pass play comes in.
So Sam, cut that shit out. Start playing faster. Stop being a sloth.
Oh man.
And that's cut it out.
Cut it out.
There we go.
Also brought to you by Manscaped.
Exactly. Cut that shit out.
Use the promo code YOKO for 20% off. Cut it out is back, Claudio. Great. I think he deserves a round of applause.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Putting that Claudio produces his own segment every week. Now, our last segment before shout-outs. Or did I forget anything? Did I forget anything?
Well, the bold predictions.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, just
yes, bold predictions.
Oh, okay, you said
the
it.
last segment before shout-outs.
Gotcha. I got it up.
I know you did, Claudio. That was a great job. Cheesehead.
Getting some cheesehead.
This Sunday, right after Bears Texans, Bears Hour Live. Hopefully Dyon will tune in. Maybe we'll get him on for a reaction.
Been waiting for it.
Bill. He's overwhelmed. Give me some fucking names. Every week we're gonna understand the fucking why.
Fucking names.
With over 9,000 views in 3 days. I don't know where it is now. Bears Hour Live, the #1 Bears post-game show, especially now that Olin is off NBC on the planet. Join us, jump in there, and get over to Bears Hour Live, especially this Sunday. If you want to be somebody that's going to bring the heat and smoke that whatever's going on during the game, jump on, reach out to Ivan, reach out to Jackal, reach out to Shane or Alan to get on Bears Hour Live on the post-game show. Now
9.9K right now.
Wait, quick question. Who did
Yes.
I can't remember. Who did Olin beat up?
It was
Fred Miller.
Oh,
Fred Miller.
Fred Miller.
Oh, to get
No.
No,
On the show.
Talking about
Adam Hogue.
Oh, that guy he
not
did beat us
Hodge.
up. Oh my god.
He addressed it on the show tonight, and it was so amazing. I was so proud of Olin. He was like this.
Go fuck yourself.
Exactly. And that's what he should say.
Get in somebody's ass today.
Exactly. And that's how he woke up, and that's how he'll be doing it each and every week. Let's go. The last segment before the show ends.
I mean, if I'm going to root for a team, I want to give it all I got.
Next play. Pass.
There was no rhyme or reason.
Drove down the field. Mr. Montgomery breaks a huge run. If he scores on the run, you don't got to worry. But you do got to worry because he gets tackled at the freaking 15.
There was no rhyme or
Next play, shotgun.
The tape never lies.
Bold prediction. What's your prediction? What's your prediction? The old line is playing shitty. What's the skinny? No identity. If Nagy can't find it, Bears will keep it with the enemy. Red zone opportunity. Once again, they gotta settle for 3. The reality of coaching when the defense has to carry the team. Prediction. What you think would happen versus what does. A light year from the Super Bowl and now we're losing buzz. Nagy has no answers, just predictions that don't change. The segment is the truth. Give it about the guys and feeling shamed. Prediction. What's your prediction? That bold prediction.
The tape never lies.
Bold
Never
prediction.
does.
What's your prediction?
No, we're very economical, my family.
There we go. Bold prediction. Angelo's economical. Let's give our guest. I want to make sure we're not keeping you on because I don't want to do that to any guest that we
This is
have.
the last segment, right?
This is it.
Let's do it.
All right. Do you want to start or do you want to finish?
I want to start it.
There you go. Bold prediction. So what this is, you're going to predict the game score, and then you're going to give a bold prediction behind it, like Justin Fields is going to throw for 4 touchdowns and rush for whatever. Anything you want. I was just giving an example, okay?
Okay.
So let's kick it off. Let's get the music on over there. The hope. I hope there's hope. There it is. Here we go. Let's get some bold predictions from our guy. If you're not following him and you didn't see this video that went viral, Dyon Brooks is on with us tonight. His video, he's going to the game. The Bears are you don't even know where you're sitting. Maybe are you going to be in the George McCaskey's box? Are you going to be on the field? Where are you going to be?
I hope so, because if I'm sitting with George McCaskey, then I'm sitting with another fan. So, I'm
I'm just a fan.
Let me stop before I get fired, before I get hired. Y'all gonna get me in trouble, man.
Yes. They love us over here. They love us. Go ahead. Your bold prediction, your prediction and your bold prediction.
Prediction, the Bears win 24-7.
24-7. Mark it down, Alan.
Justin Fields is passing for over 300 yards.
Bold prediction, 300-yard passing Justin Fields. That'll be his first 300-yard passing game. And that is a huge bold prediction. Go ahead. You got more.
In the last one, Cole Kmet scores a touchdown.
Sham wow. But wait, there's more. Cole Kmet scores a touchdown. Dyon Brooks
coming in.
And I'm letting you know, if it happens, I'm definitely coming back next week. If it doesn't, I'll see y'all in a couple of weeks.
Anytime you want to come back on the #1 Bears show on the planet, that also becomes a podcast for you listeners, but it's more visual. You guys in the chat can give your predictions as well as your bold and play along. Dyon Brooks. We're not going anywhere yet, Dyon, because I want you to promote your stand-up, where you're going to be.
Okay.
Our fans are going to come out in droves and supporting you. Okay. And then I want you to do a station ID before you leave. So let's finish this up. Ivan, predict.
Yeah, I got the Texans winning this one. I got the Texans winning. I think the Texans in the first two games are showing some fight. I think that the Texans and the Bears are evenly matched in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways, you have Lovie Smith coming back in here, so they're going to be up for their head coach. I think the Bears, they're gonna be some growing pains throughout this season, but I feel like this is one of those, like, hey man, it's a 50-50 game. I think the Texans come out with it. There's a lot of holes to fill for the Bears still. There's a lot of mistakes to clean up. So I'm gonna go with the Texans. I'm gonna go 23-17.
23-17. Dyon hates it.
Dyon hates it. I know.
Lovie comes home.
Bold prediction, though. Bold prediction. Justin throws for 2+ touchdowns, but he also runs for over 50+ yards.
So he's predicting some positive, Dyon, for Justin. You aren't happy with the score.
He's a very nice dick that any woman would love.
That's our guy Ivan, the lead producer here on the network, picking Houston 23-17. Alan Bratcher, Team Mongo, hashtag Team Mongo. It's coughing, smoking in the background.
Nah. So I am gonna go with a field goal frenzy here. I think the Bears are gonna win it. I do think that the offense will get back on track. I think the defense is pissed off. So I'm going to pick the Bears to win this one, 26-19 Bears. And my bold prediction is that the Bears have shown me they're a second-half team. I don't think they're going to give up any points in the second half.
So what was your score?
26-19 Bears.
26-19. They score all 19 in the first half is what you're saying. All right. That's your bold prediction.
Lovie Smith's team is going to score 19 in the first half.
They've been starting out flat the past 2 weeks. They come back in the second half. They turn it up. They've had 3 points the first 2 games.
I love all
Phil, could you hear me?
I can hear you, Dad, but I can't hear Alan. There you go. Claudio the barber.
Yes. Listen, I believe in this coaching staff. I believe in the culture they're trying to build. I think after this big loss, they're going to get this team ready to go. I think we're going to come out pretty strong. I think it'll be a close game because I do agree with Ivan. I think Houston's their offense is sneaky. You know, they got some, you know, David Mills there.
Nope.
You know, doing some things. So, but I think we're going to win 24-21.
24-21. Dion's still not happy with that.
Not going to be that close, guys.
I hope you're right. Dyon, I hope you're right, man. But, you know, we'll see.
Claudio,
my bold prediction
24-21.
Yes, 24-21. And my bold prediction.
Writing this down, guys.
Is, of course, I got to go back to my boy Mooney. I mean, I think he's been so quiet. And if our offense is gonna go, obviously, you know, Montgomery's gonna run and get his, but I think Mooney needs to be involved. So I'm gonna say, I don't know if we'll hit 100, so I'll say plus 75 yards and a touchdown.
There you go. His first touchdown, his first catch, maybe. Has he? No, he caught one against San Fran, that bubble, and then he ran up the field. But Claude, I'll give it a bold prediction because he's been absent.
Yeah, I mean,
like Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, so it is a bold prediction.
It is a bold prediction. My prediction: Bears 28, Houston 10. I believe the Chicago Bears are going to come off this and really develop their identity. Today did it for me. Justin Fields, I believe what he spoke out there was a conversation that he had with his parents and himself. He looked himself in the mirror, and that's my quarterback. I really believe what he said. That presser impressed me today. Now, Phil, presser, whatever. As a football guy my whole life, there's character, and then there's football character. Today, I believe Justin is going to go out there and ball out this weekend. But my bold prediction is going to be with my guy, the identity. I believe he's going to go over 130 and 2 touchdowns in this 28-10 victory. He's the identity. Justin called him out several times, like, yo, almost like Dyon. That boy is running like that. You got to go with that. And that's what Getsy should have did on the goal line, right? Tay, I mean,
Pressure always cheating when the Bears are playing the Packers.
Yes, the kid knows. We got to do something about that. But as we get the shout outs, that was our bold predictions. Also sponsored by Manscaped. Use the promo code YOKO. Get those balls shaved. Here's our guy, Dyon. You've been so, honestly, I'm getting texts from people around the league right now, former Bears. I'm getting Jim Larison, my business manager. This guy is great on this show. He fits right in.
Thank you.
I'm having a lot of fun, but I want the TTNL fans first. Make sure you're following him on Twitter and let him know you saw him on this show. And also, where are you performing? So you're a stand-up comedian as well.
Yes.
So you're an actor. Obviously, they could follow you on TikTok too, right?
Yeah. TikTok, Instagram, everything is Mojo Brooks.
I'm on Insta, so I'm gonna follow you right now.
I'm following you back. And my next show in Chicago will be at the Erie Crown Theater on October 14th and 15th. That's actually right next door to Soldier Field where the Bears play. So yeah, next October 14th, 15th is Chicago. It'll be me. Some other big names will be there. Ricky Smiley, Just Hilarious, D-Ray Davis, and a few other guys. And then after I leave the Bears game Sunday, because I got to leave at halftime to make my flight, I got 2 shows in Cleveland, Ohio. One is already sold out. The second one, we just waiting to hear that it's all gone. So that's my upcoming shows, man. I had a ball on here tonight.
Yes.
It's refreshing because, I don't hang around a lot of guys that's like really into sports. So when I got to talk Bears, I have nobody to talk to. So
this is your show now, man.
Yeah.
You gotta follow. I just followed you. You gotta follow the network. We gotta keep this relationship. I always do. We want to send you some swag.
Okay.
So follow me back, and I'll get your address. Draft Doctor Phil at Phil_Otoshin. I'm Sicilian, but I have an Armenian, like the Kardashian last name. So I'm Armenian, Sicilian. I'm all this stuff. But anyway, I had so much fun with you on the show. I got one favor, though. You've been so generous with your time.
Okay.
I want to turn off the music, Alan or Ivan, and we're going to isolate on you because I want to put you in a promo that we produce.
Okay.
And you're going to do a station ID. So you're going to say who you are, however you want. I don't, I'm Olin Kreutz, Hall of Fame center from the Bears.
Okay.
And I'm keeping it 100
Okay.
on the Tape Never Lies Network.
Okay.
That's the script.
Tape Never Lies Network. Okay.
Correct. Keeping it 100 or however you say, because you got almost like a twang to your accent. There's like, I thought, is this guy from the South? But then Cherie has that twang too. I wonder if she's from the same area.
A lot of people from Chicago, family. A lot of our family is from the South.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have that. I love people always get embarrassed because I'll have people at work and I'm like, you have a great voice for radio. And they get on. I go, I'm serious. Like, oh, you're trying to play me. Like, I got a face for radio too. And I'm like, no, I listen to people's, you got a great voice for what it is, commercials and stuff. Let me be your agent.
I love all
someone did that. Anyway, let's do this. You got your assignment. I always count. We're going to isolate on you. And then I'll count you down 3, 2, 1, and then you say it. And it took Akeem Hicks 11 takes. He's the record holder.
Urlacher 3.
Took Urlacher. Was it 3?
Yeah, I think it was 3. Yeah.
He's like, shut the fuck. What did he say?
He said, hey, fuckers.
Chris Zorich. How about Chris Zorich? You had to
Chris Zorich had to write out the whole. I go, Chris.
Wait, hold on. Before I do my first try, it's the Tape Never Lies
Network.
Okay.
Keeping it 100.
You're keeping it 100.
I got that part. I got to keep it 100.
He's got
Tape Never Lies Network.
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, comedian Mojo Brooks, and I'm live, keeping it 100 on the Tape Never Lies Network. I won't do that again.
My God. Oh, my God. One take, Brooks.
All right, one take, Brooks.
No wonder why they.
Yes.
Double, yeah. We got a double. That was tremendous.
That's it. Get Rex Grossman on here and see how long it takes him to do it.
Let's do it. Where is he at?
Claudio's his #1 fan.
There he is.
Right?
Look at him. There he is.
Hey, look, here's the thing. I used to like Rex too. I used to like him.
Thank you.
I used to like Rex.
I had to stick up for him every
and I'm
Monday
gonna say
morning.
this before I go, because I broke this down to Alex Brown because he asked me about, how I felt about, the Chicago Bears, quarterback situation. And I say, being a fan this long, I look at the quarterback situation like it's a relationship. So, we was with Rex Grossman. We thought we had something good, but that wasn't the relationship for us. We moved on because Rex was just throwing the ball to everybody else except us. Then we moved on to Cal Orton. Now, Cal Orton is like that girl that you date, and she's a safe girl, like she's a nice girl. She goes to church, So we wasn't having no fun with that. Then we went and got Jay Cutler. Now Jay Cutler was toxic. Like he was toxic because we would argue, we would fight, but we still loved him. But we would argue, we would fight. So we had to get out of that relationship because it was starting to get domestic. Okay, we had to get out of that. So then we decided that we was gonna, try to get over Jay Cutler, and you know how you just date somebody just to do it. So we went and got with Mike Glenn. Okay, that didn't last long. So we moved on to Trubisky, but Trubisky was too young for us. Like, Trubisky wasn't mature enough for the job. So we let Trubisky go.
Yes.
And then, you know, we went and did Andy Dalton. Now, Andy Dalton, that was wrong. We shouldn't have did that because he was friends with Jay Cutler. They were friends. So we shouldn't even did that anyway. Now we were Justin Fields, and he's so, you know, he's so nice. We fall in love so fast. We just fell in love. And now, you know, we trying to guard our hearts. But that's the life of being a Bears fan. And
I love it.
No doubt.
That was great.
Dude, that is... You gotta put that on the road if you don't already. I love it. I love it. I love it. That is great. Being a Bears fan, it's great. It's a relationship.
I appreciate you guys for having me on. I'm definitely coming back.
We definitely are gonna have you back. You were tremendous. Follow him, Mojo Brooks, with 2 Z's. If you're listening to the audio show of this, the podcast, if you're seeing him, go check him out when he's in town touring, and when you're going to be again, please reach out to me and we'll get you on the show again to promote that. All these TTNL fans will come out and enjoy it. You got a quick shout out to anybody as we get to our shout out segment?
Yeah, you know what, to the organization that made my day. Shout out to the Chicago Bears.
There you go.
To a lifelong fan, man, and I can't wait to build this relationship and continue to grow the brand of the Chicago Bears and give you guys some more stuff to talk about.
You're the best, man. It's so great meeting you. If you're not following him, do it right now, please.
Appreciate it. It was nice meeting everybody else. So you guys follow me on Instagram. I'll make sure I follow you guys back.
No doubt.
Absolutely. The tape never lies.
Bro.
God bless you.
Later, peace, man.
There he was, Mojo Brooks, man.
It's funny.
Nice.
Listen.
I'm a fan.
I'm a little disappointed that clip wasn't real. Like, I was hoping that was
I
real.
know, right?
I like it kind of like, I mean, it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. It was still an awesome clip. But exactly.
That just shows how good of an actor he was. I thought it was real too.
Yeah, they both did a good job.
Mm-hmm. I must have.
Real.
I kid you not. Like, I didn't even get to tell him. Like 50, 60. You got to get this guy on the show. Did you see him? I picture you like this. Like, oh my God. So I watched the clip. I'm like, oh my God. He had the wristbands on. It was the only thing that got me out of my Packer loss funk. Was his thing. I didn't even get to give him that credit. But that tonight has been a tremendous show, man. One for the ages for me. That was just from Olin Kreutz's analysis, his truth about CHGO. If there's not clips in there, I mean,
there will be.
Holy cow. I don't know where Jackal is.
You're on the air, baby. You're on.
I can only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but
Jackal better do some shit.
I don't know.
9 o'clock, right?
He didn't want the smoke from you, Phil. About
he
saying
did not
he was gonna sit Montgomery. That's why he didn't want the smoke.
He gave everyone great fantasy news. If you're not, he gave you guys a great fantasy show, keeper league, whatever the heck. Don't listen to Jackal is what you learned out of that. He said, sit, David Montgomery. His code goes out the door.
Claudio hired him to draw logos because he's unemployed.
2047 logos.
Just relentless.
They never lie.
TTNL. If you're not, check out Keepin It Fantasy.
Yes.
Every Tuesday night.
Right. We're right.
Is that a thumb or a middle finger? I can't tell.
With Jackal and his advice, it's all thumbs. Don't worry. Bench and sit, David Montgomery. Deep thoughts with Christopher Jackal. Anyway, we missed him tonight. We missed Shane tonight. That brings us to Shane's favorite part of the show. It's shout outs, right? Where is it? We got to get these all in one song.
Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. From the fans in the stands to the follows on the gram. Thanks for your support, showing love in the DM. We stay Spencer strong, fight together till the end. Now it's time to shout out worldwide friends and fam. Like
the network that keeps it real, 100 crew. So many in the world that I gotta show love to. For some this part, single show is at its end. But for me it's so important to thank the charter members and the fans. Built the network, speak the truth through the tape. Never run around the truth, no narratives we create. Set them straight, no bubble screen on 4th and 8. Claudio Jane getting nervous cause keeping them up too late. That's it, no more to say they get the shot of vital. But hurry up cause the postman's getting homicidal.
Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too.
The network that keeps it real. Spencer Strong.
There's hope, guys. There's hope.
There's hope, guys. There's hope. I love it. Here we go. Let's start off with Alan Bratcher.
Oh, okay.
He deserves it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start out. I'm going to keep it short and sweet tonight, guys. Shout out to the guys who weren't here and the ladies that weren't here tonight. Cherie, we missed you tonight as always. Shane, man, hope everything's great. Jackal, it's past 9 o'clock. Not sure where you're at, but still love you, buddy.
Take those shots, man. You deserve every one of them. Every one of them. Anyone else? Anything else? I'm sorry.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. That's how Shane would love this. There's only 4 of us on tonight. Usually there's like 20. Let me ask you, who wants to go next, Ivan or Claudio? No?
Anybody.
He's giving it to Ivan. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, just shout out to Olin. Another great show with Olin. Just being real, being truthful. You know what I'm saying? He was being open and honest with us, and just straight up football. You know, if we're just talking straight up football analysis, just nobody better. You know, nobody better. I'd really miss him on that NBC Sports after show. He was just great with those guys, and then also, you know, our second guest, Dyon. Dyon's just hilarious content, man. That honestly, that made, I know the game sucked, but that made a lot of Bears fans' day. Like, just seeing that, knowing that even though it was a skit, like, there was truth in that skit. Yeah. And that's what made it so good, man. It's what made it so good. It's what made it, you know, what it is now, trending, viral. He's getting so many opportunities, like, within a day. So blessings to Dyon. Thank you for coming on. Shout out to those 2 guys, our guests tonight.
So well said, man. I couldn't have said it any better. That was just.
Well, I should have went last then.
Well, I didn't know you were going to speak so eloquently, so well. But you're 100% right. Olin and Dyon. But go ahead. I'll save my thoughts for the end. Yeah, Claudio.
I'll piggyback off of them. Obviously, shout out to the guests tonight, Olin and Dyon. They were great. Shout out to Shane. Again,
give me some fucking names.
Thoughts. Yeah, exactly. I'm giving some names right now, Shane.
Give them some names.
So I will give some names. Everybody on the crew, obviously here behind the scenes. Everybody in the chat room, the normal guys. You know who you are. But a few guys that gave me some props on my Cut It Out.
Cut It Out is back.
Yeah, they gave me props. I gotta shout them out. Angelo Ruccia, Christopher Brown, and Chris Towner. So shout out to you guys. And hopefully that's not the best Cut It Out, but it was.
Well,
I had
last year you started out, you were on fire, and then the next week you went and fucking.
I gotta, shit just has to come to me sometimes.
I watch
the game. There's nothing there, but
Well, I'm sure these Bears are going to do a lot when it comes to your cut it out section.
Then let me do what I hired to do.
An Angelo drop gets everyone laughing. I know Dyon was having a blast with the drops and his personality. Claudio, anyone else you have to shout out?
No, that's it.
Well done. Well done. Tomorrow on TTNL, I don't know if you're a patron, it might be canceled. The Kramer's QB School for tomorrow. It's up in the air. I'm just waiting for confirmation. Just keeping that 100 out there. If you're a fan of the network, X's with the O's might have Olin Kreutz on Saturday. These things just happen. Dyon wasn't even coming on this show about 3 hours or 2 hours ago, or whatever time. I don't even know how many times. We're 3 hours in, so 4 hours ago, I didn't even know Dyon was coming on, and now he's like family. Exactly. Get him a plate of pasta, Claudio.
That's right. Well, shout out to Jim, right, for getting him on.
Jim.
Yeah. Thank you, Jim.
Oh, you're stealing my shout out.
I know. I should have known.
See, behind the scenes, guys, I love it because I'm all about competition, and I like, if you don't know me now, then you'll never know me, because I always like to just poke and prod the guys a little bit. Like, wow, Claudio's gotten some great guests. Claudio got Courtney Cronin on this show. What did you, Jackal? We go, and the guys, if they're still here, they understand it's for fun, but there's a little truth to it. It's like great getting these guests on, and the producer, all of you guys, going out there, reaching out to guests, and creating this brotherhood and friendship with most of them. I think every guest that has come here, I think the only one guest, maybe it's for next show, the one guest that probably will never come back. We'll see the fans if they can pick out who that guest is. I think there's two guys in my head that I felt like they just couldn't let their egos go in it. Maybe that'll be a Bratcher versus Jackal trivia contest next week. But
listen,
yeah.
I don't think it's going to be hard to top Allen's get.
I got another one for next week too, Phil.
Brian
Urlacher.
That's what I'm going to next week, Alan. What do we got?
We've got former Bears player Todd McMillan coming on next week. Runway.
They call him Runway because he was a model. Todd McMillan's going to jump on the show. We're getting all these former Bears to kick off the new era of Chicago Bears football. I want to shout out both guests, Olin Kreutz. I meant everything I said. There was no smoke there. All you fucking haters, all you people that think that Olin is a certain way, there's two sides to every story. I thought Olin, like Justin Fields, handled himself so well tonight in handling the truth, as well as keeping it 100 in his competitive spirit. Like, yeah, there is no professionalism over there. Let's not, like, gotta have pride. Sometimes people get so offended or worried about truth. Go to another network, I say. Even on our patrons, if I offend you, this show starts off, as Ivan said, for mature audiences only. I'm not here to raise your fucking kid. And when I'm talking about yelling at kids, it's not MFing kids. You kidding me?
He's not yoking kids up and he's like slapping them in some sense into them. It's not what's happening, man.
Hey, Steve, are you paying attention? And I call them out, and they're like,
kids, their attention span is so limited, man. It's so small. So sometimes Phil's not beating kids up. Like, so if anybody's out there thinking Phil's smacking up kids or something.
Oh my God. I've never seen, and listen, my father is deeply religious. I'm the opposite, right? That man loves me to pieces. He'll always say, you got to put God in your life. And I agree with that. I just am different. So I swear, if I don't know anybody else on a show and talking about football or being with your friends that don't. That's what this premise is of this show. Keep it 100. Be on. I've never swore, in my opinion, on a swear word on a video breakdown or another show. I at least have tried not to swear. One might slip. Never on my video breakdowns, though. And I know people joke about that, but I know the difference, where to let loose and where to teach. My teaching is something different. I want to shout out Jim Larison, for, as you guys said, for getting this guest, but always being in my corner. He's somebody that represents the truest form of friendship. There's no doubt where that person stands. So I'm very blessed to have people like Claudio, Shane, Ivan, Alan, these people, and especially Jim Larison, that you just know. I just know Cherie, where she is. When Cam Beige said it's TTNL is like a family. It's more than a network. It's a family. That's exactly what Shane and I were shooting for, because the old network treated us on stage this way. Hey, I love you. And off stage is another way. I can't get down with that. That's just the truth. It's not hate. I'm just telling you the truth. This network, I am a hard ass because I work so hard. I'm cutting tape, producing shit all the time to make this the best. I have guests that come on here and always want to come back, whether it be their intro or whatever. And I surround myself with the best. And I want to shout out Ron G for all the work he did. And we're going to end the show with Ron G's production of what TTNL means to him. I want to shout out Edwin Lopez, Eugene Cock or Coke.
Oh my God.
Don't know what he's saying. He's taking his own shout out segment in the promo. I want to shout out Chris Bowditch from across the pond, expressing his words of compassion. I want to shout out you, Old Hawk, Logan, Ben Ricketts, every week, man. You're active in the chat, but your analysis is on point. Ivan Vargas, Alan Bratcher. I know I've asked you guys to step up in the production to make all these shows and do all the little things. Trust me, I see the hard work and everything. Chris Jackal, no shout out to you. You suck. You didn't even show up or bother to text and tell us why you didn't show up, or did he text you guys?
No, he sent the message out.
No, I'm kidding. Chris, people think I'm serious all the time. I love Chris. I work with Chris. Chris is on this network because of me, because I believe in the guy. But there is no laughs without the reality. Leo Factor, shout out to you. Bill Robbins, I see you all the time. Cam, my guy Jack Bowler has a whole fucking new life because of this network. Rich Gordon. There's so many people that I want to shout out that I can't even remember. Who's that? Brian Sanchez, always. Sergio, always. Alex Acevedo, doing the swag shop. And how could I forget Cool Kennedy? We haven't had a pop-up show yet, but me and Ivan co-produced a video for the song that me and Cool Kennedy produced. I can't wait to have a pop-up show just to play this goddamn song in the video because it's so good.
I'm ready to see it.
This network stands alone. Those of you that are down with us and those of you that are not, I apologize in advance if we don't fit your cup of tea. But that's the sign on the door. I don't go into somebody's house that says, please take your shoes off, and come in with my Run DMC Adidas walking around in their house. I take my shoes off. Come into my house, have a lot of fun. Let's talk Bears. Let's bring on some great guests. Let's break down the truth. Let's actually have a guest come on and say something that we don't agree with and actually tell them that we don't agree with them, not talk smack behind their back. That's what this show is. Other shows lack the balls. And a lot of people think they know how to do tape. And I won't say any names. You could fill it out.
I love all.
Cherie knows where the best tape breakdowns are at. That being said, is there anything else that needs to be said? I'll keep you posted if you're a patron. We got some exciting news coming up. Just keeping you warm and fuzzy. BHL, Bears Hour Live.
Waiting for
He's overwhelmed. Give me some fucking names. Every week we're gonna understand the fucking why.
Names.
We'll be live right after Bears Texans. Alan Bratcher took a time to say, what is patronage? What is patron? So as we go out, I'm going to play 2 clips. One from Alan showing you, if you're on the fence, like Chris Bowditch says, what the fuck are you waiting for? Go over, join the push to 1,000 patrons. This is what you get, or some of what you get when you become a patron. All the shows over there on that side.
Hey, fuckers. This is Brian Urlacher, and I'm keeping it 100 on the Tape Never Lies Network.
The inside guy should be coming inside the guy he's going to go inside of. If you let it roll a little further.
He does.
But he goes way inside. Way too far.
Ends it.
Now he's coming out, and the corner is going to be sitting right outside if the throw gets made there.
Look at the jaw. They got to chip Robert Quinn. Let's watch Quinn first. Chops down, fights it. He's coming back inside. He's getting that sack. He feels it. You're going to escape? No. To the kid's credit, he felt it.
So let's start off with where this looks like last week for Green Bay. And I think as a complete side note, Minnesota on defense looks to be really bad as well in a lot of regions. Their ends and pass rush is very good, but the rest of it left a lot of to be desired.
The Tape Never Lies patron, Cars Keys, tomorrow night. Every Thursday, Cars and Shane go out there and break down the stats along with the tape to give you the upcoming opponent.
Jeepers creepers.
Exactly. They go all in using stats actually with tape to give you a scouting report in advance of Houston, and then the next week will be the next opponent, and you get it. For my guys, the barber, Claudio, great job tonight. Can't wait to cut it out next week. Ivan Vargas, the lead producer here, and my guy, AB, the guest wrangler, the social media, the video editor, the connoisseur, the fucking greatest question in all time. We got to ask everybody. Have you seen The Matrix? Have you seen The Matrix?
From 1998.
Which pill did you take? Come on.
Which one would you take, blue or red? We just didn't ask him Tupac or Biggie, but I got a feeling he would probably be taking Tupac. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week where Todd McMillan, the former Chicago Bear cornerback, number 26. I could see him right now. We'll be on talking Bears, talking Lovie, what happened with the Houston Texans, and what he thinks of Justin Fields, Kyler Gordon, all of that stuff. Bring your questions ready. For any of you guys, I love you all in the chat, all you super fans. Andrew and his wife, they want to host a big patron and superstar guest to media night. Courtney Cronin, Kramer, Dyon, Big Steve, Olin, all of the TTNL guests and people coming out and have a big party when we come to town November 13th weekend. Keep your ears open on that side for patrons. Dave Kaplan actually texted me Monday. Ivan.
Oh,
he's like, we're 1-1, big dog. We're 1-1.
I know he's sweating. I know he's sweating.
You know he's sweating. All right, we're sweating. We're sweating to get out of here. God bless you guys. Smash the like button. I always say, run the sprints, touch the line. Don't be like Angelo running your gassers and doing that. Just touch the line with your foot. You got to get down, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Dyon. Thank you, Olin. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week. Here is from Ron G. What does patron mean to me? Excuse me. What does TTNL mean to me? I would be up at night getting pissed at I fucked that up. I'm not dumb.
So, man, I fucked up, but for sure.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
All good. Give him an award. What does TTNL mean to you?
TTNL to me means family, integrity, honesty, people who hold you accountable, who care for you. The same way that how you guys hold the organization accountable, call them out on their nonsense, the blog boys, the ones who have a false narrative towards players or towards a team. You guys call them out, you maintain your integrity. You always say the same thing and you always stick to it, to your guns. You guys are loyal to your fans. You care for your fans. You love your fans. So you give them the best product possible. You never scam or scheme to try to get more bang for your buck. TTNL is all family. People who care for you. People who's gonna give you the truth and is gonna always be there for you. That's why I love you guys. Stay strong, stay frosty, brothers.
It's been a lot of years of frustration with the Bears. It's a pretty cool vibe. There's a lot of cool people in this group. Shout out to Larry. Shout out Mario, Steven. Man, Bullets, what's up, dog? Gary. I mean, so many people, man. The group itself, the sum of its parts are so cool.
Apart from watching my Bears play football on a Sunday, or Monday or Thursday, the other thing I love doing is watching the analysis, the breakdown of what went right, what went wrong, and I get that with the TTNL network with Shane and Phil and all the other TTNL crew. Their knowledge is second to none. They know what they're talking about. They have a good laugh. It makes me feel like I'm having a good time with all the jokes that go on, all the banter that goes on. I feel like I'm with my mates. I love this network so much. It's the best network out there. Nothing else comes close. And I just thank you guys for producing so much content all year round for us Bears fans. And only that, I want to say a big thank you from the bottom of my heart to your wives, your kids, your family for letting you produce this magnificent show and spend so much time producing it for us. I've got to say a big thank you to you all. And if you're not a patron, what the fuck are you doing? Get on it now. It's the best $7 you've ever spend. And then to finish, I'd like to say bear down and fuck the Packers.